Know it.
All right, looks like we live. I ain't checked it on nothing yet, but looks like we live. So we'll go ahead and go with it, bro. Man, listen, well, I'm gonna start it off because I wanted to talk about some shit earlier and we never got around to it.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
and I'm gonna try to be respectful. I'm looking to see if it hit the live. I'm gonna try to be respectful as I say this, but the chick that took the brick to the face,
Yes,
right?
sir.
That was that is all kind of fucked up. Let me start with that. 100% all kinds of fucked up. The
Mm-hmm.
responses went crazy, right?
Mm.
Men are no longer protecting women, this, that, and the other. So I spent my time looking, right, trying to figure out what was going on, and I want to say with 100% clarity, there's never a reason to hit any human being with a brick,
What a fucking brick, right?
let alone a man to hit a woman with a brick. But the statement was all these black men standing around doing nothing. And first off, there was Haitians, because they like to separate themselves, you know what I'm saying, from America. But nonetheless, all these dudes standing around. And as I started to dig into it, I saw the one dude that was there made a video. And he said, man, listen, I was here. She was egging him on. She kept, and again, no excuse, right? No excuse whatsoever. But she was egging dude on and she kept saying, well, hit me then. And that's what the fuck he did, right? And so you know what I'm saying? That's it's hard to have, like, nobody can jump in when you, like dude said, you were looking for trouble when you found it. Again, dude is dead wrong. But it started to make me think and realize and try to explain to people, you can't just throw your life away trying to save somebody else, right? Call 911. I'm with that, right? And you had
Uh-huh.
posted something earlier, and you said something along the lines of to the ladies who are the protectees,
Yep.
right? It is your job to keep the protector from having to be in an unnecessary situation. Meaning, don't do the shit we see girls do all the time. I'll get my boyfriend, my brother, my husband, my cousin to whoop your ass. Now this man is some shit he didn't want no part of. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's the shit like that, um, that's kind of crazy. But so this whole thing is going now that black men particularly don't protect black women, and if you hit a chick in the face with a brick, you're insane. Can we just agree to that?
100%.
You're insane. If you are willing to hit her with a brick, you're probably going to shoot another brother,
Mm-hmm.
right? The right thing to do in those situations, if you find yourself in them as a bystander, call the law, get the fuck up out of there,
Bingo.
right? You can take down whatever information you want, but to jump in and try to save somebody, listen, somebody said something to me and they were like, man, how would you feel if it was your wife or your daughter, whatever? I said, listen, I try my hardest and I've tried to teach my family, don't put yourself in an uncomfortable situation without having a man who loves you present. Because we know the biggest threat to women are men. I'm in agreement. The biggest threat to men are other men.
Yeah, that's what I say. Biggest set the men are men. Yep.
Right, we're in agreement there. It's not like we don't know, right? But
Mhm.
there's certain situations you try your best not to put yourself in. There, I don't trust men,
So,
right?
question. I hate to jump in.
No, you know, because this is what we do. It's Friday, we just drinking.
All right. I know you and your wife been together 30 years, so it's probably been a long time since if you had this conversation, you had this conversation. But when y'all started dating, or as y'all hit your early 20s, or at any point at the beginning of you guys dating, did you ever set the expectations of what she should do if shit ever hit the fan
Absolutely,
and she got 100%? And
absolutely.
I asked this question. I'm one of the last six people that are still on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is an app
I've never
where,
been on
do
it.
you remember Clubhouse when that shit
Right,
was
the
so
phone
popular?
call shit.
I recently got bored as fuck and I went back on Clubhouse and I asked the group. It was like 2:30 in the morning when I was in Minnesota a couple weeks ago, where I asked the fellas, I said, fellas, have you guys ever had the conversation of what you should do with your lady if shit ever hit the fan and she got into a physical altercation, you got into a physical altercation? Unanimously, the fellas hopped in and said, of course. This is a conversation that we had. And the ladies in the room was like, oh my God, I never thought about this. This is something that's never occurred to me. It doesn't fucking have to occur to you.
It's common
Men
sense.
don't sit and bitch about our grievances of things that we have to think about as men, as protectors in relationships, because it's just not something we do. But women go along with this woe is me, and we have so much stuff to worry about getting pregnant and periods, and oh my God, we're so oppressed, et cetera, because that's what ladies do. But men, we just take the shit on a chin and we just understand that these are things that we have to consider.
That's life.
Now, as it relates to this situation in particular, clearly she's never had this conversation. The woman that was hit with a brick with anybody about what to do to not provoke yourself to get into physical confrontations because you live in a society. Hey, Lil, you live in a society that generally there's an expectation that men don't put their hands on women, which they should not. But not everybody gives a fuck about that shit. Just like
Man,
not everybody gives a fuck about me walking down the street punching me in the face. Like society has this general rule, this expectation that you're not supposed to punch people in the face. But as we know, there are always vagrants and individuals in society don't give a fuck about what society standards and rules are. So, with you not having that understanding of how you should conduct yourself to avoid getting knocked the fuck out, you did something that was outside of the guidelines of how you should behave with the expectation that strangers are supposed to jump in and defend you. And when they didn't, now you're mad at strangers. The shit's so fucking bizarre to me. I'm just like,
listen, I like to work out, right?
mm,
And I
how's your drink?
explain this, and this is the conversation I've had with my wife. I'm like, you'll never see a dude go into the gym, a little cat, find the biggest motherfucker in the gym, and talk cash shit, right? You'll never see that. You know why? Because he know he gonna get knocked the fuck out. How does he know? Because every man on earth falls into one of three categories. He got knocked the fuck out. He seen somebody get knocked the fuck out, or he knocked somebody the fuck out. All without ever having been touched, right? You just can't talk shit. Now, here's where people are going to disagree with me, and that's okay because I don't give a shit. Women have never experienced, and this let me take a step back. I'm excluding, and it's not right for any kind of domestic violence. Women have never experienced, as a whole, uh, uh, I'm gonna call it discipline for talking shit. You always gotta, even as kids. Oh, hey, I had a son and a daughter. Hey, leave your sister alone. She's starting shit, right? But leave your sister alone, right? We've society's done that,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
so when you grow up with an ability to talk a lot of shit and never get hit, you don't realize that that's everybody doesn't subscribe to that, right? And you should never put your hands on somebody. But just because you shouldn't do something, don't mean people won't do something,
Bingo.
right? Now, I see the comment that says no man should put his hands on a woman. Listen, I'm gonna say it like this. My mom told us if she's man enough to hit you, she's man enough to get hit back. The objective is to not, right? Is to not hit a woman. You should never hit a woman. I'm gonna say first, you got a right to defend yourself. Now, most of us can walk off, right? Push it down the road, whatever. She probably didn't physically hurt us. But
Mhm.
listen, I watched my boy get yanked out the passenger side window by his girl.
Damn.
Right? Now she was a big motherfucker though. But she pulled his ass out the passenger side window and we was all sitting there like, oh shit. Right?
Mhm.
We just gonna act like we didn't see nothing. That was wrong in hindsight. But she used to whoop his ass. So
Mm.
let me, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go. She used to whoop his ass. Right? And I'm not talking like belt on the ass. I'm talking physically whoop his ass.
Yep.
Right? And for us, wrong as it was, we laughed our ass off.
Oh,
He was all over there one day playing games, right? Video games, whatever. She come in and she on that bullshit. She was always a loudmouth, shit talking, blah blah blah. Man, she whapped that motherfucker. He stood up and hit her ass so hard. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, what do we do?" Right? This is the first time he's hit her back,
ugh.
and we like, what do we do? She looking at us like, "Why y'all let him hit me?" I'm like, "You hit this motherfucker at least 100 times that we didn't saw, right? That we didn't seen." Shit, everybody left, bro. We like, we don't even know what to do in that situation as men,
Jesus Christ.
right? Like we don't know what to do, right? Because we're so used to, like, common sense says if somebody's hitting somebody and they hit them back, that's self defense. But we just don't see. I don't know, bro. It's crazy.
And oh my God, the late great, always got to come in the conversations. The late great Kevin Samuels used to always say, there is always a low level threat of violence between men, which kind of goes back to the three type of dudes that you talked about. Whereas men, we know that conversation, threats, physical interaction is only going to get to a certain point because as men, we know there's a low level threat of violence to where I can't say certain things before I get punched in the mouth.
You know what's
You
coming
can't say certain things before you get punched in the mouth. Women don't seem to understand that shit at all.
because they don't get punched in the mouth.
Because you don't get punched.
And it's not that's not a bad thing, but I'm just saying you don't.
It's you just live in a society that protects you from that, right? Like you live in a society where there's not the expectation as a lady that you'll get punched in the mouth by men or by women, right?
Right.
However, every now and then you have a motherfucker that don't give a fuck
He,
about any of that shit
people aren't
and
normal, bro. This is
just gonna see you
2023.
as
It's
a
some
Homo sapien, not a female Homo sapien, not a woman Homo sapien, as a person that's saying too much, and they're gonna punch you. And when that shit happens, for you to have that expectation that people, random strangers, gonna jump in and save you is fucking bizarre to me.
think
Because it's
about
like,
this. Oh, go ahead, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish that.
because it's just like you don't know these people and expect them to risk their lives and lives of their family and shit like that. That's just wild. But go
Bro,
ahead.
and that's what I was going. That's exactly where I was going. I have a wife and 2 children. I'm trying to be home, right? And if I step in, don't get me wrong. I'm caught. Old me used to step in all the time, bro. Crazy shit. A long time ago. I'm driving down the street. I see a couple going ham, right? Like dude is putting hands on a woman. I turn around. I recognize her. I recognize them both. I pull up on the dude, right? White homie named Corey. I'm like, Corey, man, what the fuck is you doing, bro? You can't be hitting this woman. So I get in between them. She hit me in the back of the head, bro. Talking about get the fuck out of our business. I said, what? Bro, it's not even the first time or last time or only time that's happened to me, right? My brother used to tell me, man, you got to stop trying to stop people from fighting. Somebody gonna kill you. I'm like, man, listen, I'm just trying to keep people safe. Man, I realized, bro, my brother was right. I'm trying to go home to my family.
Yep.
Right. And to be somebody's, oh, he stepped in and saved me, but he, they killed him. And I don't want a vigil. Right. I want a dinner with my fucking family. I don't want to my family and kid. Listen, call it selfish, call it what you want. But my wife and kids is not finna be happy that I got killed for some motherfucker who didn't give a flying fuck about me and ain't gonna never do nothing for her.
And the
It's just
crazy
not gonna
thing
happen.
is, for the ladies that were shaming the men that didn't do shit, for the ones that actually have a man in their life, if their man stepped in and did something and that man pulled out a gun and shot their boyfriend, shot their husband, etc., how would they feel about that shit? Like, would you feel that it was justified while you're planning a vigil? The problem is most of these chicks ain't got men, right? So it's like it's kind of a moot point. However, you have to put yourself in that position, not as a woman that's getting hit by the brick, but as the
Put
bystander
your
that has
son
a
in that
loved one
position.
that's a bystander. Put your son in that position.
Right.
Put your father in that position.
And
What
nobody
do you
wants it.
expect them? Nobody wants to do that shit.
So
You know what I mean? So that's why
it's
I was
about
about
it's
this shit.
about understanding the risk. So the other day, my wife and son went to this restaurant. It's in the hood. Fire, right? I was here doing some stuff with my daughter and some of her friends and stuff. Um, and when my wife pulled up to the store, right to the restaurant, she looks at my son and said, "Are you going with me?" He said, "Ain't no way I was letting you go in there by yourself." Right? I was like, that's common. I'm like, why would you even say that to him? You knew he wasn't raised that way, right?
Mhm.
Like he was not let either he was going in by himself or you were going with him, right? And I always tell my son, listen, if you with your mom or your sister and you go to the store, take them with you. Even if it's in a bad neighborhood and y'all take with you, don't leave them in the car because now you can't help them. Right? You better off being next to him. My son probably got more guns than you. You know what I'm saying? We were, he's obviously we're licensed and was Indiana, we don't need license no more. But you know, he keeps that heat on him, right? And so that's just normal, right? For men to understand that I have to protect those I love. But
Yep.
that comes with some limits. I can protect those I love, and I have to be able to protect those I love. So I gotta be careful with those I don't know. I like we don't know, bro. All of us have been through something where somebody we knew was in a domestic dispute, and we stood up and fought, and they went right back. And that destroys us as the helpers to see that, right?
Mhm.
I had a relative that was, this dude used to beat the shit out of him. So we all in the neighborhood, kids, young kids, 15, 16, all the way through about 19, 20. We went over, he's in her house, hiding. She won't let him out. We took a brand new car that he had and turned it into and we beat it down because he wouldn't come out, right? So we like, come out and get your car. So we tore it up. Like I'm talking to the point where they had to tow it. It was total, right? Shit. when he finally left because the police came, right? He come out with the police, my relative. I'm saying relative to keep the person safe.
Mhm.
Um, wouldn't say shit. 2 weeks later, he back at the house, right? Like we did all that for nothing, right? And you realize and you learn that you can only do so much, right? I had a friend. We have a friend. She said something about this dude that beat her up, right? And this is back in the day. I say back in this probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm like, listen, if we need to handle him, we'll handle him. Oh no, it's all good. It's all good, right? I'm done with him, bro. We at IHOP, right? We went out night drinking. Everybody at IHOP. She show up with a shiner, right? And with the shiner deliverer, right? So we sit at the table. I'm like, is this the motherfucker hit you in the face? Oh, leave him alone. Leave him alone. I was acting up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave him alone because you brought this motherfucker with a freshly painted black eye. You brought this dude to where we at, and you are going to say, don't say nothing to him. I mean, and I understand it's risky from a domestic violence standpoint to out somebody, but you are at a table with like 12 men who are willing to make sure you're okay, and you're choosing to go home with this dude who already beat. Like for us, and again, I understand the risk of those who have been into that shit, but for us, it's like, at what point do we say, man, it's what either we're gonna risk our lives for nothing, or we're gonna put ourselves in harm's way and they're gonna go back. You know what I'm saying? And that's just crazy.
And the thing is, it's like I understand domestic violence, right? Yeah, I've done my research and I understand it's not hard. But the thing is, for a person that's in those types of situations, you can't. I'm not about to solve a complicated domestic relationship by intervening and stopping a person from beating your ass that night, because more than likely he was beating your ass last night and he's gonna beat your ass tomorrow. So you have to make, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that these are complicated situations to get out of, but they are. So you expecting another individual that's a stranger to intervene, it's just not reasonable, because that's not the solve. That's not going to solve your problem. That's like having a person that's addicted to drugs. You see somebody shooting up heroin on the side of the road. Well, why don't you take the heroin out of her hand and throw it in the trash? She's gonna go get some more heroin.
So
Like this, that's not going to solve their issues. They need fucking rehab. They need a mental evaluation. They need to be, you know what I mean, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like, yeah, it's not going to solve your problems that you're in by someone stepping in, intervening, potentially putting their life on the line. But people are
no,
simple.
but don't get
People
me
just
wrong.
don't think very well. So that's why I just be like, I'll let people have it, because
I wanna help, but I have to realize. And Shay asked if this is about domestic. No, it wasn't. I was telling some stories about how I've been involved in trying to help people, and it don't work out, right? And then when people expect you to do something and you don't do it, like, oh, you didn't do anything. Well, a lot of us as men have tried some shit and it didn't benefit anybody, right? If it didn't work. It didn't save anything. All we did was really put ourselves at risk. But this whole thing came really again from the chick that that got hit with the brick, and I think that's fucking crazy. You got to be insane to hit anybody with a brick, let alone a woman,
crazy as hell.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's some shit you just don't get involved in, bro. This is, and I know you say pick up the guns, right? That's your line. Pick up the guns. This is absolutely a reason to be, to carry. But the point for me of all of this is, I think we have to realize society is fucked up. And knowing that, I have every right to go to the ATM at 2 a.m., but I gotta be a goddamn fool to do it, right? I feel like you have to realize that not every scenario is a good scenario to put yourself in. Um, and that's, I mean, we gotta move smarter, right? I
Mhm.
and it sounds, listen, I'm as scared for women of other men as women are. I don't want my wife and daughter out here in these streets because I know I don't get to control men, and I don't try to control them, but I do want to try to explain to them, hey, listen.
Pause. Pause. Hold the fuck on. Now she didn't jumped in this shit. All right,
Ooh,
hold on a
ooh,
second.
ooh.
God damn it. All right, so Shay Duncan just says, speaking from experience to domestic violence, I feel like a lot of our people don't want to get involved because their life is on the line. I get it, but when I was going through it and almost lost my life with a gun, that was the last straw, and nobody came to my defense when I asked. Shay, how much do? Because I know about this situation. If this is a situation that I'm thinking about, I know about this situation because I was fucking kind of involved with the bullshit. So Shay, before I go in, how much of my business do you want me? How much of your business do you want me to tell? Because if you don't want me to go into details, I can just skip it and pretend like I didn't see the goddamn comment. But if you want to talk about it, we could definitely talk about it. because there's more to that goddamn story that you're not talking about, and we could definitely talk about it. But if you don't want me to talk about it, I can pretend like I didn't see the comment. We can just keep the shit pushing. Because here's the thing that I've noticed about ladies, and this is just my personal experience of being a single male, not married, my entire motherfucking life. When you talk to ladies and they tell you about something that occurred to them or happened to them, they leave out a lot of shit. They leave out a lot of shit, whether it's good or bad. Sometimes the shit falls in their favor. I'm like, why didn't you tell like what this happened? It made your situation sound better. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part where I just be kind of like, huh? Because even with the new lady that I'm seeing right now, I will tell her something based on something she did, and the way that she'll respond, it's like, my goodness, had we had not worked out and you were telling other people this, you would have left out a whole lot of shit based on the way that you just responded. Right? Where she'll just do something where she'll just be like rude. And I'll be like, yeah, that's very rude. I appreciate it if you want to do that again. All right, I'll try not to say things that make you mad anymore. What the fuck? Hold up. Wait a minute. So if we stopped and went our certain ways, you gonna tell motherfuckers that you just said shit that made me mad, like I'm just an angry ass ninja, and whatever she says, and she's just some innocent pup. No, you're being fucking rude. Not corrected it. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? So
But correcting certain people means accountability,
fucking
right? You can't correct me if I'm right. You
Jesus
have to correct me if I'm wrong.
my
And
goodness.
and that's some shit, bro. I learned the hard way, right? Y'all know y'all was mad at me. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all was mad at me because I'm like, y'all ain't shit. These motherfucking women out here is amazing and perfect and beautiful and great. Y'all motherfuckers just can't handle them. And then I started digging into this social media shit, and I was like,
Listen. Oh, y'all.
man,
So my viewers don't know you like that. So here's the
right?
thing.
I was listen. I can pull up my TikTok. I was
So
the
so
average man don't
D
deserve shit. He don't
so
deserve
D
a
was
woman.
talking shit a year ago, y'all. Y'all didn't see that
Not
shit,
even a
yo.
full year ago,
D was talking like this is months ago. D was talking shit about how these men ain't shit. They need to
man.
get off their ass and et cetera, right?
Do better.
And I'm like, I'm just waiting because I knew he's a smart, logical thinker, right? Like he thinks through shit.
I've
You're
been
not
out the
dumb,
game too long,
right?
bro.
And he starts having conversation with the ladies, asking them questions, more conversations, right? And I starting to see his ass turn, where it was like, that shit don't make sense. What the fuck are you talking about? This is crazy. And he starts to push back. And of course, you start to challenge the nonsense that a lot of these ladies be saying, and they go ape shit. They start saying that he hates. They start
Oh,
turning on
I'm
his
a
ass.
woman basher, right? I spent 15 years, legit 15 years talking shit about
Oh,
dudes,
fucking beautiful.
right? I
Yeah.
spent 3 months saying,
3 months,
ladies,
90 days,
maybe
three red
y'all
days.
need to do a little bit better because there's some good choices out there if you make them. Oh boy, are you all of a sudden I lost Facebook friends. Not that I give a shit. You know what I'm saying? hey, Darth baby, that's my
God
guy.
dang it.
Hey,
He said it.
he been on me. Oh man, when I say we argue, bro, we argued. I'm talking cash shit to him. Oh, you don't know what the fuck you talking about, man. You just and bro, I was so and I don't get me wrong. There's still a lot of not shit men. Right, I'm not gonna pretend. But as I started to, I said, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna do my due diligence, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna dig into what y'all actually say y'all going through because I think y'all full of shit. Y'all being today's man, and well, god damn it, I was unpleasantly surprised.
Yep.
So I started to have conversations with men and women to say, let me. This the whole podcast shit came from that, right? Let me start to dig into what is really going on, right? Because again, bro, I went on my last first date in 1992, right?
Yeah, I heard what
So
the fuck he just said. He went on his fast.
my last first date was 1992.
His last first he been with the same person for 30 something years.
So I'm out the game, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm starting to um look at how what y'all are going through and how crazy it is, right? I'm just like this shit's crazy, right? So I started to ask, like, where's the accountability? Because that's what's missing, right? And last week or week before last, whatever it was, I was kind of going ham on my Facebook. Me and the wife out, we sipping, right? So I'm like, I shared some shit. It wasn't even my post, right? I shared the shit that I don't even remember. Oh, it was the shit about the women are fetishized thug dudes way
Oh,
more than men fetishize hood rats. And nobody even disagreed, but they all started trying to attack me. Oh, you just don't like. I'm like, what the fuck? It ain't even my
hold on,
post. And then it became
bro.
racial because I do have a white wife. I'm
Hold
okay
on,
with that.
brother. Hold on, brother. So for my guess, because like they may not necessarily seen the post. So maybe 2 weeks ago, D he makes a post, and no, he doesn't make a post. He shared a post made by a black woman. I know y'all seen that post because it
Man,
went
let me go
viral a few
find that
times.
shit. I'm listening. I'm here, bro. I'm
He
here, but
said, the post said, and this is a post that he shared by a black woman, where it said, and I know if y'all seen it because it went viral. Men don't fetishize hood rats the way that women fetishize hood dudes, right? Just shared it. No one disagreed with it, but somehow these ladies went in on that brother. It's his post on his page. He's probably gonna
I'm looking for
reshare
that
it.
motherfucker right now.
I mean, they went in. Well,
Matter
you
of fact,
don't
I'm about to
understand
reshare it.
because you're not from the hood. You married to a white woman. Blah,
Right, which
biggity,
is
blah,
crazy.
biggity, blah, blah, biggity, blue, blah. And I'm just sitting there watching this shit as they start trying to go in because he started to hit their ass back hard. Like, he's a very respectful guy. He respects women. He really holds back a lot more than I fucking do, at least, because I don't give a fuck. I got a woman. And he really, really, really started to go in. And it's just insane at how a simple comment or a simple post that was shared by a sister that he shared ends up with him getting attacked the way that he does. And I'm just like, this shit is bonkers. Ladies,
Nuts.
ladies, ladies. I need to, so before we even continue, because I need to at least, how many of y'all, how do I phrase this question? Ladies are my thing. So I don't know if Rajanae's still with us, Shay, if you still with us, whoever's still with us, right? Ladies, how many of y'all have dated a hood dude? And by hood dude, y'all know what the fuck I mean. Stop trying to play. Oh, well, what do you necessarily classify as a hood? You know what the fuck a hood dude is. Stop that shit. I hate when y'all do that because y'all don't want to have accountability. Goddamn it. But how many of y'all dated hood dude? Because for me, have I dated hood rats? Of course, right? Like this is something that I've done in the past. But is it something that I necessarily fetishize? Is something that I particularly go? No, this is embarrassing times in my moment. I don't even bring these chicks up. They haven't met my parents, and everybody meets my goddamn parents, right? But on the other end, this is something that I've heard women from all walks of life say that they want to do this hood, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all the goddamn post was saying. So that's all I'm asking y'all is have y'all ever been with a hood dude? How do y'all feel about him? Now, a lot of my friends, since we're all over 30 at this point, are kind of starting to get a little bit older and move away from that, which apparently does not fucking happen in South Bend because you
Not
had
at
chicks on
all.
your goodness gracious,
Not at
40-year-old
all.
women trying to justify that bullshit. But a lot of my friends are kind of starting to move away from that now that we're getting a little bit older. But it's something that happens. Like y'all trying to act like the shit don't happen or whatever, or trying to justify like it doesn't occur, but it clearly does. And they rip my man's apart. And that's when we
Man,
was
they was
finally like,
snapping.
yes, now you finally see. You try to hold y'all to a little bit of standards and accountability, y'all just start going ape shit. And it's like, you're dating a white woman, you don't know what it's like, and it's like, whatever. But anyway, I'll
Bro,
let you.
it was crazy. No, it was crazy. And I'm putting it together right now. So just bear with me. Right? I'm putting it together right now. So I can bring it in.
Mhm.
Because the shit was crazy, right? Super crazy. Right? Let me see. I'm trying to bring it in and so everybody can see it. So just no, we good. Just you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, continue. I'm just
All right,
fucking with it so I can
but
find it because
okay, let me
it
read
was
through these
crazy.
goddamn comments because I have not. All right, y'all. So let's address the audience. So Tilt to say who need it? Yo, dead ass. We gonna talk about that goddamn what do they call it? Trademarking that shit, because that was a good point you made. As a black man and Islamic man, I ain't about to watch a black man get beaten by a man or jumped by people. Allah is the best known.
Did he say black man or black woman? I
Did
thought
you
it was
mean a
black woman.
black man or a black woman, Mushama? Mushuma, if you still alive, clarify that because we
So
was talking about.
that's the post right there, right? And y'all should be able to see it, right? That's the post right there where I just felt like it needed to be shared. It says men do not fetishize hood rats like women fetishize hood dudes, not even close. And bro, they went ham,
Mm, they
right?
went in on his ass.
Oh, they went in, and I love it because that's what this is the kind of shit I enjoy. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I enjoy this shit, right? But it was crazy because it was shared by it was created by a black woman and shared by a black man, and magically it became about a white chick.
They
And
became
I'm
more
like,
like it. And it's just like I don't understand
So
women.
hold on. Rich, what Richard say?
Richard
You
say, what
dated
Richard?
hood rats or hooked up with them?
Say
Yeah,
that
I mean, smashing and fetishizing is different,
yes,
right? And I said this on my post. I said, listen, depending on the type of dude, I know a lot of professional dudes that smash hood rats.
of
Why?
course.
Because they never gonna run across them in real life.
Nope.
They hang out in different circles. It's not a
Hmm.
fetish. It's not a fetish. It's like I want to do some whole shit, but I don't want to. I don't want them. I want to see them in real life. So
And
you
this
go to where
sounds
they're
harsh,
comfortable at.
and I know y'all hate this shit, but it's the fucking
That's
truth.
but
Have
that's a
y'all? Now
man.
I'm drinking, goddamn it. So now I'm about to start getting
Right.
more fucking
Right.
honest.
This shit already
This,
set in. It's finna get
this
real.
fucking alcohol shit is about to get real. Queens, and this is for the women on my side of town, all the way to
All right, can
goddamn
I stop
South
you,
Bend,
bro? Can I
Indiana.
stop you? Can you listen? We gotta stop calling queens people queens if you don't got no fucking king. You can't just be a you know how is a queen made? Let me ask that maybe because you know I did not graduate, right? So I think you have a college degree. So let me step back.
I'm trying not to run these bitches
No,
off, man. God damn it, I gotta say something. I'm about to say some shit that's gonna hurt their feelings, and we need them to be
which
here at the end of the line. So shit, man, we gotta say
but,
something. But you're right.
what
You're
makes a
not a
queen?
queen
Because
unless you
I don't
fucking
know
marry
the
a
true
king. Goddamn it.
definition. I don't know the true definition. So forgive me. I'm asking you to because when I hear queen, I think of a king's wife, right?
Yeah.
But to when I see people who post queen, I'm a queen, and here's my king, is their son. That ain't no fucking king. That's he a prince. And
Hey,
I think the term is
hey,
son husbands, right? That I be seeing these motherfuckers do. At let me I notice my word is changing, so I'm certain my alcohol is working. Um, you know, but the son husbands, that's what I don't know if I'm making it up or I heard it. I can't recall it right now.
hey,
Um,
sisters, who think they son is their king? Please, please, go ahead. Now I know he didn't call y'all out. Who think they son is their
I didn't
king?
call sisters. I said you said queens. I don't make see here you go. I'm gonna have to
No,
argue
I
about
ain't
this shit
saying you
again.
said it. I'm saying about anybody. I need to know because I've seen it. And if anybody on my motherfucking friends list got that think that they son is their king, we need to have a motherfucking conversation. That's the fucking why. But anyway, what the fuck is I about? I was about to ask a question.
You was asking if they think their sons is a king, right?
Rajane thinks her son is her king. Good, listen, gracious. Now
Listen,
listen.
I want to make sure you said sisters. I'm talking about women across the board, right? And
Now
I'm not
sister.
knocking women. I'm just simply saying you the queen term is thrown around too much, and half these cats being called kings are not kings either, right? Jesters at best. These motherfuckers out here acting stupid.
So here's the thing. Here's the way that I see it. When I call them queens, right? I picture Africa as a motherfucking continent with 56 countries and not 56. It's like
I'll say
50.
you
It's
sure?
50 something. It's 50 something. It's in the 50s, but I don't know how many it is. And thousands of goddamn tribes. We are talking thousands of tribes. When you're talking thousands of tribes and a billion people, there are a lot of setups. There's a lot of monarchies. There's a few oligarchies. There's a few whatever the shit is, right?
Listen, I told you I didn't graduate using these big ass words.
Oh fuck. Okay. So
I'm just fucking
there's
with you,
there are
bro.
kingdoms where women lead. There are kingdoms when men
Mhm.
lead. Like there's I mean there's
Absolutely.
things about. So when I say queen, you may not be queen of the United States of America. You may be queen in that little ass tribe in motherfucking Uganda somewhere in a goddamn desert, and you just lead your crew of 6 people. So that's what I mean when I say queen. When I say king, you may be a dusty, but
Hey,
hey, you a
I'm gonna
dusty in
bring
the
this
United.
gentleman in here real quick. But
Okay.
continue. As soon as I figure out the
Gotcha,
best way
gotcha,
to bring
gotcha.
him in.
So that's all I'm saying. So, but I had a fucking question. And I'm drinking. God damn it! Now you done made me lose my damn
My
track.
bad, my
All
bad.
right, man. Let's go back to the fucking comments. Okay. So okay. So buh, 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 buh. So Mackenzie says there's three sides to every story. Here's hers and the truth. I couldn't agree more because motherfuckers be lying. Anybody tell you a fucking story, question that shit. Question that shit. Because why would I tell a story where I look like a piece of shit? Like that's against my self-interest. Like number
True,
one,
true.
what's the number one rule of life? Self-preservation. So why would I tell a fucking story where I sound like a piece of shit? So you always, whenever you hear somebody talk about something, just listen to where they may have fault and ask questions. And hey, it may be a story where they didn't do anything wrong. You walking down the street and somebody hop out and rob you. Outside of you walking down the street, what could you have done differently? But just listen. Okay, let me keep it going because there's a lot of fucking comments we didn't have tonight. Motherfuckers ain't gonna tell a full story, so you must tread lightly because they'll put you on a twist. Absolutely. After listening to my newest lady and hearing how she responds to criticism, where she just removes fucking accountability, and it's like, is that what you gonna tell people? Like I'm some kind of monster, and you ain't leave out the part where you just clearly did some shit that was fucked up. I'm like, I see how y'all be rolling, but it's all good. Shay laughing. I'm here. Hey Shay, how you doing? I ain't seen Shay in a while. Reality, I think she was raising her hand and dating hood ninjas, but she's married now, so all is forgiven. Richard says you dated hood rest. We already talked about that one. Is he wrong on Queen? I call Queens Queens. I can name many women that let. Yeah, I agree. Black people always caught up in wordplay. I'd rather speak than help. All right, brother. Let's try to get him on. Hey,
Hey,
Caleb, how you doing, Queen? I don't know if you're still on, but we just talking, man. We just having a conversation, and I need y'all to be fucking honest with yourselves, G. Like, I just need y'all to be honest, and that's the thing.
that's
Where
it,
men, I talk to men all the goddamn time, and y'all can admit where y'all fucked up in a situation. It
bro. You
don't
know
matter what the
I've been
situation.
hard on men. You know it.
And men, just generally speaking, now you have some fucking losers that just be like, "Oh, well, she should have did this," and just revolve accountability like a woman. But most men that you talk to is like, "Could you have done better in that situation? What could you have done?" They'd be like, "Yeah, I fucked up. I did this. I'm not perfect." I was talking to a dude on Clubhouse, one of the apps that nobody. Apparently, we the last 12 motherfuckers on Clubhouse. We were talking to dude on Clubhouse earlier, and this motherfucker, it was bad, bro. This dude said, first he said, single mothers are for recreational use only. And I'm like, I get it. So they asked him, they said, "Do you have any kids?" He said, "Yeah, I got a 2-year-old." We said, "How old is you?" He said, "I'm 40 fucking one." So we said, wait a minute. And he said, not only did he say he was 40 fucking one, he said the chick that he had knocked up was like 43 with 3 kids by 3 dudes. So we said, we basically just went in on him because you see, I'm sure you can see
I
all the
mean,
fucking issues with what the fuck the man just said. Whereas like you out here creating single households, but now you're trying to say that women that for recreational use. We went in, and at first the brother got defensive because it's like, why y'all all jumping on me? Because there was like 7 of us, men and women, where it was just kind of like, what the fuck are you talking about? But then he came back and he was like, yeah, I made some mistakes. I made some mistakes. I'm not perfect. I apologize, etc., etc. Ladies would have rode that motherfucking ship until
till
the
the
bottom of the
wheels fall
Atlantic
off.
Ocean like it's the Titanic 1911 in this bitch. Like,
You know, we and I'm absolutely guilty of holding men accountable.
yep.
Right? I'm guilty of it because I'm different than a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like men are the I don't catch some shit. In most instances, we are the rulers of the community. And
Yep.
when we fail, the community fail.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And my, you know what I'm saying? My guy that was on there earlier was saying, like, I used to go round and round with him, like, bro, listen, if the community is failing, it's because the leaders fail.
Mm.
And I held people to those standards, right? And I hear, well, what happens if you don't want to have a kid and you knock a chick up and she doesn't want to have an abortion, you don't want the kid, but you still got to pay. I said, well, you control the seed, Mr. Farmer. Don't plant it where you don't want it to grow. That's not your. Once I give you the seed, it's on you, right? That's my belief. But I also need to say there's some decent men out there that are being looked over. Bro, I literally had a conversation where a chick was like, I don't like this dude. He sounds funny, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I need a man who has a good job, willing to protect, willing to provide. Blah, blah. I'm like, you just told me you don't like that man. You like hood dudes. And there's nothing wrong with liking hood dudes, right? But if you like hood dudes, understand what the most likely outcome is going to be. You're going to be 40 plus years old, single, probably have some kids. And hood dudes are, listen, it's at a certain point, I think all people come to the realization that you have to take responsibility for the actions you've done, right? And at that point, people start to realize, okay, even this individual, she realized, hey, I made some stupid choices, but now I'm stuck. I can't do better. Well, you can do better, but you've opted not to. And those dudes that you like so much likes younger women. I mean, you can't, to me, bro. And this is maybe I catch some shit. Um, I think if you're 45 years old with nothing going on in your life, you kind of got to mess with a younger girl, right? Because any woman, hood or otherwise, right, is gonna realize you ain't shit. Um, and no, I don't think Malcolm X was a hood dude. I saw the comment.
He
Uh,
started off as a hood dude. He definitely fucking
but,
did.
but, but to me, hood is not. It's a mentality,
Yep.
right? You can. I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. I was in the hood. I was in the streets. I sold a lot of different things that I'm not gonna say on live.
Mm-hmm.
I did all that shit, but I did it with the intent to make sure my son didn't have to do it too. Right.
Yep.
In hindsight, I had options I didn't options I didn't explore, didn't realize were there.
Hmm.
Right. But I did with the intent to get away from it. So starting off in the hood and doing certain shit doesn't, it's a mentality. Right. And I give anybody a pass to about 25. After that, you got to grow the fuck up.
And
Right.
I'm tired of black folks in general. And this is just me drinking because I don't give a fuck. I'm tired of black folks. I don't know. I don't mesh with other communities as much as I used to. So I don't know what the fuck they be talking about in the Asian community, the Latino community, et cetera, et cetera. But it seemed like in the black community, we harbor and protect our worst more than any other community on the goddamn planet. The shit
So
is fucking insane to me.
we uphold cats get. I've seen parties thrown for dudes who got out of prison over dudes who graduated college, over dudes who got
I've
married.
seen women leave dudes because of distance their first semester of college and then turn around and fucking date a prisoner. Like it's insane. Like the shit that we uphold and we value and we protect and make excuses for is fucking insane to
But
me.
now let me tell you what used to drive my guy crazy because I would say this right because he would say to me, "Black women." This was his words. Black women love drug dealers and ballers and this and that. I said, bro, black men love them motherfuckers too. We just not sexually attracted to them. When you see a hood dude or you see a drug dealer or whatever, all the motherfuckers around him are not drug dealers too. It's the regular cats holding him up, picking up, big up and him. I said, women look to men to lead, and when we lead the wrong way, they follow the wrong way. Right? We went round and round about, and I stand on that, bro. I'm saying I look at dudes and I see motherfuckers get out of prison, and it's 150 motherfuckers at that party, and 100 of them ain't never sold dope a day in their life, but they still supporting that bullshit. You get out of prison, hey, listen. If you're gonna do right, I'm here for you. I'm not gonna celebrate your release like you coming home from the military, right? You did some fuck shit, right? And if you did some fuck shit, you don't you know what I'm saying? You don't get to be treated like you did something amazing, right? That's not who I am. And I did a lot of fuck shit. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, right? And I was lucky enough and blessed enough not to be in legal trouble, but I understood the risks I took. I took those risks with the intentions to make sure my family had an opportunity. Again, in hindsight, I was stupid, right? There was other opportunities available. Again, I'm old as hell, so the internet wasn't really a thing, but there was other opportunities available, right? And but I know cats that are we grew up with these cats that were selling and hustling and doing all this other shit for the attention, right?
Jesus Christ.
And when you, but they got it, and that attention came from other black men too. So what I should tell my guys, so you can't be hard on black women about liking the same dudes you motherfuckers like. You just can't.
I think it's all shit. And honestly, I think it's something that it really hit me. Like, so I've had a few situations and scenarios in my life that really made me realize how toxic some of our thought process are in the Negro community. One scenario, and I'll try to make it as short as possible
Ah,
because
fuck it, we got time, bro.
I had a student took my class, 2022. So we're talking early 2022, like March or
Right,
some
right.
shit like that. Takes the class. Minnesota has a requirement to take your Minnesota permit to carry. You have to take a class. You apply for it with the sheriff's office. It comes in the mail. He takes the class maybe January, February. Takes the class January, February. I hear about a young man in like March or April, maybe May, get murdered. Right. So what I always think, no, so I saw he got murdered and I saw that he had shot back and he lost the gunfight. This is in St. Paul. So he walks out of a grocery store, he goes towards his car, he tries to open up the car door. The guy opens up, or he gets in his car, guy opens up the car door, tries to rob him. Young man shoots back, he loses the gunfight, right? Whenever I hear about somebody using a gun to try to defend themselves, I automatically look at my class list to see if he was one of mine. So I
Right,
look at my
right.
class list. Sure enough, I see that he's one of mine. So one of my students essentially got murdered trying to defend himself against somebody that was trying to rob him. So my mindset is, let me go and look at the robber and see who this motherfucker is. Because we just lost a young man. He was a college student. He was a star basketball player in St. Paul. Let me go look at the motherfucker that shot him. You look at the motherfucker that shot him. He was on bond for multiple robberies, kidnapping, shooting shit up. crime after crime after crime after crime. Now, looking at this from hindsight, it's like, why the fuck was this motherfucker free? Everybody can agree to that. But I can guarantee, had I stood up 6 months before that and said, why is this little piece of shit out on bond after
Oh, they would
multiple
have
robberies
drug
and
your ass.
kidnapping,
They would
you
have drug
Negroes
you.
would have been on my ass. Talking about some, what is hood? We need to redefine what a hood dude is. Y'all need to get off these black men. They just trying to defend
Listen,
themselves.
listen.
It's just ridiculous.
Life is harder as black men. It is, right? That's life. My dad told me as a young man, he says, listen, as a black person, as a black man, you're going to have to work twice as hard to get half as far, right? That's the world we live in. You can complain about it and get nowhere, or you can understand it and get somewhere. But you cannot do both simultaneously, right? But being harder for us, we are the most capable people I've ever seen. I've seen cats go from nothing to billionaires. I got a friend who was flat ass broke, was a millionaire, got broke again because he had a fucked up divorce, went through some shit, and is a millionaire again. We are fully capable of doing shit most people cannot do, right? And I see somebody. He asked a question. I'm not from Minnesota, right? I'm from Indiana. I'm from South Carolina, but I live in Indiana. I've been here the majority of my life. I've traveled the world though repeatedly. So no, I'm not from Minnesota. I've spent some time there. That shit's fucked up, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't even know where this is alcohol working. I don't know where I was at. Fuck it. So we're gonna shift subject a little bit, right?
Mm.
I'm gonna ask somebody in the comments if there's any ladies still present, right? Tell me something because I want to understand. If are y'all capable of seeing a piece of shit man as a piece of shit man? And I'm asking for a reason because I have homies, not homies, I have associates that are pieces of shit. I call them, I say associates. I deal with them for specific reasons. Um, Not hustle, not street shit. I grew up with you. I speak to you when I see you, right? But we all know a man like as men, we know a man is a piece of shit, right? We can smell him from a mile away.
100%.
But that piece of shit man always has a woman, right? And I'm just trying to understand. I want to know what are y'all? Do y'all not see it? Right? That's a legitimate question. I'm serious. Do y'all not see it? Right? That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all not see that shit? Right? Because we can see it. Right? I had somebody ask me, she says, why are you not holding men accountable for not being good fathers?
Mm-hmm.
And why are you not asking these men to take care of their children? And my response is this man that is a piece of shit dad, a deadbeat, whatever, he has a child or children that he is willingly ignoring every single day he wakes up. There's nothing I can say to that man to make him change his life if his own flesh and blood will not drive him to be better.
Yep.
My 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 statement to that is y'all gotta I can't make better men out of men who can't be better. But there are better choices. What's up, Robin? Hey Robin, message me. I'm gonna send you a link so you can jump in because I want if you got time, because I want you in here because I like how you vibe. So I'm gonna send her a link, goddammit. But you know, it's I just don't get it. I see this again. I was anti Kevin Samuels, right? I still don't fuck with Fresh and Fit. That's some conversations. I hate them. I don't hate anybody. Let me rephrase that. I despise them cats because they come from a space or they come from a direction that is giving false belief to young men,
Yep.
right? Everybody's not going to be rich, so telling a man to get your money up and go get the chick you want and that don't really want you, I think is weird. But I used to despise the concept of the Kevin Samuels. Like, man, are you too hard on these women?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but as I started to look, I do see, I do see that a lot of women have some choices and they're making bad choices, willingly making bad choices. Like, this man has 5 baby mamas. There's a high probability if you become baby mama number 6, he out the door because that's what he do.
Okay,
So,
hold on. These are some good points. These are some good points you're making. So essentially, the question that he's asking the ladies, let's bring it back because I pinned it because Mushuma thinks that men can, and I think we can as well. Ladies, and correct me if I misspeak on what your question is. Ladies, for the two that are still in here, because I know we didn't ran off the road most of them because we start holding their ass accountable. Um, can you tell when a man is a piece of shit? That's a legitimate question. And what Mushuma said and a few other people said, which I agree with, is let's see, reality said a lot of women do see it, but they hope they can change them. And then Mushuma said women don't see it because they're nurturers. They have mother DNA and wife DNA, so women feel they and want to help or save boys and males. That is interesting because I 100% agree. I think they know that this motherfucker's a piece of shit, but they overestimate themselves and think that they can turn shit into shine. Where as men, we understand, I think maybe not on the surface level, but somewhere deep down, some of these motherfuckers can't be saved. Like, some of them can, but some of these motherfuckers can't be saved. Like, I have the mindset that not only some of these motherfuckers can't be saved, a lot of these motherfuckers can't be saved. It is your responsibility to avoid these motherfuckers and walk around them. Just like you see a motherfucker on the side of the street with a goddamn sign that says, "Shut up, woman." Just because I'm talking my goddamn thing.
Hey,
Just
I was
because
gonna make sure you clarified that because somebody's finna start talking cash shit. My
right,
bad, go ahead.
right. Just like you see a person on the side of the highway with a sign that says, "Why lie? I need a beer," and yo ass keep driving, roll up your window, all this shit. Where it's like, I'm gonna give you this money, you just gonna spend it on some bullshit. I think we need to have the same mindset of these some of these motherfuckers in the community. Where it's like some of these people, they're always gonna be there. Like, in my opinion, and I may be wrong economically, but in my opinion, capitalism by design is always going to have bumps. Like, just by design, you have people that are going to be at the top, people that are going to be at the bottom. For the people that are at the bottom, and when I say bum, I mean a mentality, right? I
Right,
don't want
right,
to
right.
fucking go into define the definition of a bum. You motherfuckers know what a bum is. There's always going to be bums in a capitalist society. It
It
is
has
your
to be.
responsibility as a man and as a woman to sidestep these motherfuckers, just like you sidestep real homeless people on the side of the road. The problem with a lot of ladies is kind of what Mushuma said and kind of what reality said. And I think what Adrienne was talking about is women are nurturers where you feel like you can make, just like if you see your kid crying or if you see your kid struggling in elementary school, you're not going to just be like, my fucking kid's a fucking idiot and just give up. You're going to do everything that you can to try to make it because that's just woman's nature, right? Like, so it's the same
Understandable.
thing for a man. However, I think y'all need to get through that shit because what tends to happen is that motherfucker brings you down with him. And now the next thing you know, you pregnant 4 or 5 times by him and talking about where the good men at. And I'm acting like y'all ass can't
Bro,
exist because I
listen,
don't date
and,
baby
and, and
mamas.
I hope she ain't watching. I got a Facebook friend that's 22, 3 kids, and pregnant.
Whew.
Only ring she got is her cell phone when somebody called. Right? There's no fucking way that
I hear
makes
what this
sense.
bitch just said.
Right? And she said something about I'm ready to date for marriage.
Get the
You
fuck
missed
out of
that
here.
bus. Right? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-single mom. I am the dude who will say I will never date a single mom. I am also the dude who will say I will never create a single mom. I
Preach.
think that's a fair deal, right? I'm not going to ask for what I cannot give.
Yep.
I'm not going to take what I do not give,
Mhm.
right? But it's some people have just have the wrong fucking concepts, right? You can't save the unsavable, right? Here's the difference between, you're right, the men are more logic based, and women are nurture based. For instance, if you and I in a car and we are riding and somebody shoots at us and you pull your heat and you eliminate that threat, I want to know why the fuck they were shooting at us, right? But if you're in a car with a woman and somebody starts shooting at you and you defend her, she's gonna love the shit out of you. Oh, thank you, saved my life. I want to know why you put my life at risk, right? We think differently, right? And I'm using that as an
Hold
example.
up, man. You got to slow that shit down because that's a good fucking analogy.
You know,
Y'all hear what this man just said?
but
He
that's
said,
the
if
difference.
wait, bro, you got to break this shit down because
Listen,
some of the shit you say, I get right away, but you got to
I know
understand the
I
audience.
talk fast.
Bro, you got to slow this shit down
So
for the
let me
effect
say
of
it
that was
again,
perfect.
and
Say that
I'm
shit
gonna
again.
flip it around to if a woman is in the car with her dude, somebody pulls up on side of them and starts shooting, and he whips out his pistol and he shoots the threat. He eliminates the threat. She's gonna love that man. You saved me. You protected me. Cool. If I'm with my guy and somebody pull up and start dumping and you shoot at him and you kill him, why the fuck was he shooting at us? You put me in a situation I shouldn't have been in. right? I'm gonna use the logic part of that,
bro.
right? I'm gonna use the logic part of that because
You,
I don't. You didn't save me, bro.
you
You
gotta
can't throw
slow
me
that
out the boat
shit
with no life
down,
jacket
brother.
and then throw me a rope and
Wait,
try to
wait,
be my
wait,
hero.
wait, God damn it. You hear what this man, I'm gonna just repeat it because you ain't slowing this shit down slow enough for the audience. Because this is the perfect example of women emotional thinking and men logical thinking. Me and Kai are riding in a car. Somebody starts shooting at us. Y'all know who the fuck I am. I pull out my strap and I defend us and I lay this asshole down. Kai's first thought after I shoot somebody in self defense is,
Hmm.
why was this motherfucker shooting at us? What the fuck have you got me into? I'm riding in the same vehicle. The same asshole starts shooting at us. I'm riding with a woman. I pull out my firearm and I shoot him back, defending both of us. The first thing that a woman thinks is, oh my God, you saved me. You're my hero.
I mean, legit. The situation, but it's the same situation, but the thought process behind it is
No
different,
drop.
right? And it's not a bad thing, right? We need women to be nurturers. We need that because that's not who we are, right? Like again, it depends on your upbringing and your family structure and everything else. But as a father, your kid can only bring so many F's home before like, what the fuck, bro? Are you stupid? Right? But a mom, right, is gonna be the mediator. I'm not saying that was probably wrong. Um, but I'm just being hard working, right? Um, it's I seen dude in the comments there, right? He said this is a prime example. This is and I've used this myself, right? As far as logical, just logical and illogical. My wife said, "Hey, let's get something to eat. What do you want?" Or I asked, "What do you want?" She said, "I'm hungry. What do you want?" I don't know. So I named 3 restaurants she don't like because I know she don't like 'em. I don't want none of that. Let's go here. Well, then just say that from the start, right? Just say it from the start. Like sometimes we have to be logical about situations, but we do need that. We do need that difference because if we're only logical, okay, let me take a step back, right? And I'm gonna go back to the 22-year-old young lady that has 3 kids and one in the oven.
Jesus. She's a
Logically,
real person.
logically, this is a bad investment for any man,
Yep.
right? Because it's not that she's done. I'm not saying she's done anything wrong. I will give her credit and say all 3 of them or 4 of them are by the same guy, which she has talked shit about through 3 of the 4 previous kids, right? Logically, if I look at her and she's an attractive young lady, and I say, hmm, this is assuming my wife got abducted by aliens. The only way I'm gonna be single, right? And I look at her and say, what's the what's the risk of dating her? I like to travel. I'm spontaneous. I like to do shit. I can't take you anywhere because I can't surprise you because I got to work through a babysitter. I have to if I want to buy us a meal, I am buying 5 dinners instead of 2. If I want to go to Disneyland, which is some kid shit, I'm buying 5 tickets instead of 2. If I want to do anything, I'm it's a lot of and I'm not making it all about money. It's time too, right? I listen, my wife used to get mad at me. She said, babe, you gotta I need more time to pack. You can't just come home and say we going somewhere. We get in the car. I tell her pack a bag for 3 days. We get in the car. Where we going? I ain't decided yet. We'll figure it out when I get there. Right? That's who I am. I can't. You can't be that type of person with a situation where a woman has a lot of kids. Right? Logically, it's not a good investment. Now, you take a woman who meets a guy who has 5 kids. He's a good father, and she can be a good mother. Let me add that, right? She is actually a good mom, so I'm not taking anything away from her. You meet a guy who has 5 kids. He's a good dad. She's like, I like this. He's a good dad. He would be a great man. You don't think about the problems that come along with 5 kids. Assuming all 5 are by the same woman, right? You don't consider what's the relationship like with her. Is it good? Is it going to be good between y'all? Right? Can you do shit if you want to? You're cooking meals now. You're cooking for 7 people, right? It's a lot of shit that logically we're different, and it's okay, right? To be different, it's okay to be, to be for people to be in whatever situation. But it is common sense, and there's always exceptions. right? And somebody asked me why would they bring your kids around me? You shouldn't, because I don't want to be around your kids.
So so
That is
so
not
so
my, you know.
Adrian, hold on
No,
the fuck.
it's okay, right? Like
What you
everybody, you shouldn't bring your kids around no man that you barely know, right? And as a mom, you got to be careful because a lot of these dudes ain't right. They're getting with y'all to be close to your kids. That's the shit. Like I look at a story every day, somebody doing something to somebody's kids. Like y'all got to be careful. And I understand you're in a tough situation because a lot of these fathers are not doing their part. So if you want to date somebody, you kind of gotta, you got your kids all the time. You don't have a structure um, for your kids. But you know, bro, I have a friend. She's a single mother, divorced. Let me take that back. She's divorced because I got to speak different. Her and her husband separated. Um, she was like, "Listen, I don't. I'm not dating nobody. If I date somebody, you might meet my kids at a park where a bunch of other kids are people in public, right? But I'm not bringing anybody around my children anytime soon, and I respect that, right? You
I
look
don't
like you
know.
disagree.
I don't understand as a person that doesn't have kids. I don't understand why single moms act like that shit is like a privilege. Like, listen, to be honest, I'm dating you, and this is just me drunk. So y'all just forgive me because I don't give a fuck right now. As a person that has no children, I wish your children didn't exist.
Damn,
So
bro.
there's no fucking incentive for me to meet
Damn.
them ever. So for y'all to act like it's some type of privilege, he doesn't get to meet my kids until we're no. I would prefer not to ever meet them little motherfuckers, to be honest with you.
Damn.
So for y'all to sit there and act like y'all
Damn.
kids is some type of prize for me to meet, you're fucking tripping.
I think your cup a little stronger than mine, bro.
Listen, brother, like
What you
for
say?
me
Hey, if
to
she want to
date
date you,
you
she got to get
or
a kid
meet
up for
them 6
adoption.
years after marriage, I don't care to do it. Like I just don't. Like I really wish that they
Damn.
weren't here. Like send them to be with their goddamn daddy. Like honestly, just send them to be with their goddamn daddy. Like just send them to be with
Damn,
their
bro. You
goddamn
hurt you.
daddy, and they can
You
see
hurt
them.
my
I can
feelings.
meet them
God
at the
damn it.
fucking wedding. I can meet them at the wedding when we getting married. Hey, how you doing? This is my son. This is my daughter. These are my kids. They go off to be with their daddy. We dance. We spend the night, and then that's just we see they ass some fucking holidays. Like I don't understand why y'all act like that shit is some type of prize funds.
I
Like y'all
mean,
tripping.
it is interesting, right? Because you become a package deal, right? And if I didn't meet you with the package, I don't want you with the package, right? No man, like if you meet a chick, whether it's the club or outside of church, right? You probably gonna see her with her kids, right? And the package deal is cool, except I'm not UPS, right? Somebody ship that shit. Where's he at, right? Where like that's the problem. I think that a lot of people don't understand is you don't come to a relationship with just kids. You come to a relationship with a parents, right?
Hey, hold on, man. We gotta. She talking hella shit in the
Roll it
comments.
back
About
up. We
this
got to
lady.
roll it back up. What's he
Adrian, what
talking
the
about?
fuck is you talking about? Let me read this bullshit you saying. See, I like Adrian because she think that she's something special because she got one kid and not seven. As if one kid don't mean seven to a motherfucker that got zero. But let me go ahead and scroll up and see what the fuck Adrian talking about because she popping shit in my comments, brother. Hold on.
Listen,
Oh, Sadira done commented. Ooh, Sadira. I used to have a crush on Sadira, but now she a baby mama. So
God damn,
Adrian said you can always tell. I don't try to change them though. Just communication is an issue for ain't shit, man. The fuck is you with these niggas? Oh, I didn't want to say
bro.
the N word on your shit. My bad, brother.
Bro, hey, listen. I don't make the rules. Said you speak freely.
Adrian been popping shit off. Adrian, what the fuck is you talking about?
Bro,
Hold on, man.
because I don't know her,
I like the
but
analogy though.
you hit him in the single mother fields,
So,
right?
Adrian, you
You
said,
said
why would I bring
this.
my kids around you? So, Adrian, if you had a boo, Adrian, I have a real serious question since you think you better than everybody because you got one kid and not 13. Adrian, so if you
Damn.
had a boo, would you be comfortable not
She
meeting
said she
his
got two.
kids
Don't
until, oh, you
miscount.
got two? Correct. Adrian, would you be comfortable not your man? Let's say you was dating somebody serious. Would you be comfortable with him not meeting them kids to the fucking wedding? Like
Bro,
literally,
if you wait till the wedding to meet them kids, you stupid as fuck. Them might be the
no,
worst little motherfuckers on earth. You out
no,
your
no.
rabbit
Fuck
ass
that.
mind.
Let's pretend. Let's pretend, and we
I
know
ain't
this ain't
pretending
the
most
case
kids
in the Negro.
bad. Fuck we
We
gonna
know
pretend
this ain't
for?
the case in the Negro
What?
community. Let's pretend that Adrian's baby daddy or daddies had custody. Would you be cool with your two children not meeting your husband until the wedding because the man had custody? Let's talk about
Why
that.
are you
Like,
waiting until you're getting married to meet these fucking heathens?
because
That's
the
too
dude
risky,
got the
bro.
fucking. So she be cool with that. I like that. Adrian might be a keeper after all.
She, look. A
Well,
bag
I
of
was just
manure.
stupid.
She
I
full
didn't
of
do that.
shit.
Put me on game because I don't date single moms anymore. I ain't dated a single mom in like 5 years. That's a lie. Like 3
Listen,
years. So why is it stupid to meet the kids on the wedding day?
that's stupid, bro. Because if they bad, they might steal. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's man, that's insanity.
What if they don't live with her?
Okay, those are they grown kids? Because I
No,
gotta
it's
listen.
between
Okay,
a 7 and 9.
I'm a little traditional. Um, you gotta be fucked up as a mama not to have your kid. I'm not saying.
Fuck, man.
I'm
Come
no. I'm
on.
saying, bro. Okay, let me rephrase that. The only women I know who don't have custody of their kids are fucked up.
But fucked up. No, you ain't
Maybe I
know
need
that.
new women friends who don't have custody of their kids.
So
Right?
for the fellas, that's a good question, bro. We gotta ask the chat. So for the fellas, if y'all see a woman and y'all dating a woman that got kids and she ain't got custody, do y'all think she fucked up? Because you're right. I know maybe like I'm drinking, so I don't remember very much, but
Right.
I know maybe like 1 or 2 women that ain't got custody of their kids and they fucked up.
Yeah, I know. This is
Fellas, for
Indiana,
y'all who
bro.
still date single moms, do y'all think that if y'all see a chick that does not have custody of her kids that she fucked up? Is that a red flag to you? But so let's pretend you seeing a woman. Let's pretend you single and let's pretend I'm single for crying out loud. She fucked up. Is that red flag enough for you to
Bro,
be like, no?
again, let's be real. Men are more logical, right? Where are your kids? Okay, you meet a chick and let's say she got custody, but you never see him and y'all go out all the time. That's gonna raise some concerns, right? Like that's gonna raise some concerns. Like why don't you ever have your kid? Why are you always available if you got children? Right? Because we when my wife and I had children, we weren't always available for each other. Like how the fuck you always available?
So,
Like
so maybe I'm just thinking fucked up then, brother. Because in my opinion, this is gonna sound crazy, but I've been drinking because I don't give a fuck. I trust fathers parenting as far as the ones that actually want to be active better than the mother's
all right,
parenting.
so let's
So,
address that because there's a lot of stories where single fathers do better with their children than single mothers. But let me explain to you why. Because I think this is wrong, and this is where I'm team ladies. Single fathers who have custody of their children actually wanted those children. They
yes,
wanted
that's what I'm
custody of those
saying.
children.
That's
Single mothers who
huge.
have custody of their children,
It's by default.
right? He went to get milk and never fucking came back.
You ain't got tired of the
You
fucking
know what I'm
crying
saying?
shit.
He might not have been tired of anything. That motherfucker, he said, I'm
But a
going to
single
work.
father
He
that
didn't say
has
where.
custody of his children went
He
to court
fought for it,
again,
right? So
went to
so
court again.
that's not a fair thing for women, right? For us to say, well, single men do better with their kids than single women because single men who have their children, who have custody of their children, have custody because they fought and they wanted it and they desired that. Single
Exactly.
mothers who have custody of their kids just didn't give the kids up like the daddy did in most instances,
You
right?
have the choice, Miss. I have it's my body, it's my right. So
What I miss? What I miss?
what I'm saying, no, I'm talking to you,
Every
brother.
state
I'm
is
saying
oh,
single women that have custody that suck, right? If
but I mean, you have a choice, right? You have a choice, absolutely. I mean, but and this is just me because I'm a little more traditional. You're a piece of shit if you give your kid up for adoption because the daddy did or the mama did. So I mean,
I'm
what's
saying you had a choice before that.
true, right? Oh shit, you oh shit. Okay,
Listen,
it took me
listen,
a
I'm
minute.
tired of this shit. I'm tired of holding punches. It's time to start
Man,
throwing
listen,
these.
speak your mind, right?
Listen, man. Listen, I don't. If and who predicts that they're gonna suck at anything, right? If I knew that I was gonna be trash at
Bro,
basketball,
I knew
I
I was
would
gonna be
play
trash
soccer.
at basketball, so I
Like,
didn't fucking play.
like I didn't know. I thought I was gonna be cold because Michael Jordan was cold, so I got
You are
I
not
thought
Michael Jordan. Michael
shit.
Jordan's son ain't even good. He needed a Pippen to win a ring too, but that's
He
different.
came out of his balls. So you're right. But the thing about it is, you're right. Majority of men that are better fathers generally have had to fought and they actively want those children. Women who suck at mothers and women who are good at them. You got a kid by default. But we all have a choice to have these kids or not have these kids, whether
Right?
it's by moral means or immoral means, right? So that's my perspective. But if I meet a single mom and she ain't got custody of them kids, I will applaud her over a single mom that got kids that's in the fucking kindergarten and the third grade can't spell their fucking name, eating crayons and shit. Where it's like you could have, like, what the fuck? I don't applaud you for trying. Like, what the fuck? Since when do you go to fucking class and you get an F and then you get an A for fucking participation? I guess you do. That's how these no
Right.
reading motherfuckers graduate.
You in a
But you know
different
what the fuck I
time.
mean.
Right,
listen,
motherfuckers
if
having
you
kindergarten
realize
graduations.
that
What the
this
fuck?
shit is above me and I can't really do it, I'm about to give it to the dad. Maybe not necessarily foster care, but I'm gonna give the shit to the dad, and the dad's actually doing a decent job and he's better than you at it because it's two parents. Then it's like we can kick it. But if you got kids and you suck at mothering, and I've dated women like this, ain't saying no names. It's like, look, man,
How long did you date him, bro? Because this is where we finna go left, right? Because
I dated too
I
goddamn
get
long.
mad at any motherfucker who dates somebody who realizes they ain't shit after you realize they ain't shit. Like if you
Once I
know,
realized, man, shit, I'm out, bro. Because I'm on to this next single mom. This is during my single mom phase. The single mom phase for me was between like, um, I'd say 2011 through like 2020. So this is 9 years, bro. Like it's a while. I was dating. I didn't care. I was just like, if she a good woman, she a good woman. If she, I was trying not to
bro,
be judgmental and shit like
there's a
that.
lot of good women that are single moms. I don't want to, again, I said I wouldn't date one, I wouldn't create one, but I'm not taking anything away from. There are a lot of good women who are single moms and just got fuck situations. Dude, just listen. If you do right or you plan to do right and a motherfucker bail out on you, you did everything right. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like getting fired because the company downsized. You did everything right, right? It wasn't on you. So I'm not gonna hold that against. The reason I say I wouldn't date because this shit I want to do, and if your baby daddy
I
can stop me from
disagree.
putting you on a plane to go somewhere,
No,
that's
the
a risk
fuck
I ain't
no.
willing to
I
take.
gotta stop, brother. I gotta
So you
stop right
telling me
there.
there are, bro? I'm gonna
No,
disagree with
no,
you.
no. You said you gave me an analogy and let me fight back on that shit.
Fight back.
You said it's like joining a company and they downsize. Who the fuck
Hey, you know what? I know
goes
what you
to
finna
work for
say.
Toys R Us in 2019?
Okay, you picked Toys
Who
R Us. I
the
thought you
fuck
listen. I
goes
thought you
to?
was gonna say
I
they
can give
only
you
kept their
company
good
after
people, but
company where that ship was sinking. That ship was sinking long before the company
listen,
collapsed, and you went to work for them like a dumbass.
I am I am a firm believer that there are many, many, many great single mothers. Shit, I know a bunch, right? And it's a combination of a couple things. Some of them got a raw deal, right?
True. Yeah.
Listen, we had a friend we went to school with. She moved down to Indianapolis. Um, we went to hang out with her and her husband,
Mhm.
right? And cool dude. She's a cool chick, cool dude. She's like, she always said, I never want kids. I never want kids. Bro kept riding her about kids, right? So they had a kid. This motherfucker left the country, ain't been back. Right? She got a raw deal. She didn't even want children, right? But she said, I'm gonna abide by my husband's wishes and build this family. And
She was
man,
married to the motherfucker.
married to him. He got on the plane and went to
That motherfucker
he
went
went to the
where his
capital
mama
of I'm not fucking with you. I don't know where he went, but he ain't been back. Right? She got a raw deal.
Boy, I've been tracking his ass down. Like, you got me
Listen,
fucked.
but what you gonna do? Listen, you can't force.
Damn.
Like I would be. I'm not in the
So,
situation, so I don't necessarily understand, but I would be hard pressed to give my child to somebody who I knew didn't want them.
so, would you say for the husband that said, I want to have these kids, and then he took off on a plane and said, fuck this shit, would you think that that's more the exception or more of the rule?
He's definitely an exception, but I said I know a lot of good single moms, right? I'm telling you, there are
Oh,
exceptions.
so you give me exceptions of single moms saying there's some good single
If I
moms out
listen,
here.
if I say I know some good ones, when I got to tell you about it,
No, brother, I'm just playing. I know there's plenty of good single
but
moms out there.
but
I
there's a
don't.
lot of pieces of
I'm
shit too.
cool with it. Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm just fucking around.
so
Um,
so Richard said that's some expensive milk.
Hold
Um, listen,
up, man.
now,
Let's go, brother.
there's
Wait,
some
wait, wait.
pieces of shit too, right? I got into it with a chick on that other post because she started talking some shit. I'm like, you 40 with a baby in your belly, and you already got 2 or 3 baby daddies that didn't work out. At 40 with a baby in your belly, what are you doing? And you got a baby in your belly with a motherfucker who don't even know your last name and ain't trying to change it. Right?
Damn.
There's some bad examples out there. Don't get me wrong. Right? And I came to realize this, right? Richard tripping. He gonna crack me out. I've had too much to drink for this. But that wasn't Richard, my bad. But anyway, right? There are horrible examples. There are people that make dumbass choices, and we see it every day. Men and women, they make dumbass choices. All right,
Preach.
let's go shift subject because I want to ask something because I've never been ghosted, right? But I heard a story. I read a story. I was watching whatever podcast. It's called whatever is the name of the podcast. And dude was like, I've been ghosted plenty of times on dates. I show up and the chick don't show up, or she canceled last minute.
Yep,
Is that really a thing? Because that sounds weird to me.
it is.
Like, 'cause
It
again,
is.
I grew up. My last first date. Bill
Okay.
Clinton was fresh in office, right?
God damn.
Um, and so things were different,
Hmm.
right? Is that common? Is that
It is. Okay, so chat. So people that are still watching us, I need y'all to talk about the ghosting experience. I'll talk about mine. Y'all leave y'all shit in the comments and we'll leave it afterwards. Because as a person that's legally single, and as people, ain't none of y'all married except for like two of y'all on the goddamn thing.
I'm gonna drop right in the chat. I'm gonna drop a link here
Okay.
for whoever might want to join.
Yep.
That's the actually it ain't gonna let me do that because it says no way, sir. You can't put that there. All
Shit.
right, you got me.
Okay. Okay. I'll talk about my ghosting experience. Y'all can talk about y'all ghosting experience in chat because it's so normal. Like it's so normal. I got ghosted in June and I didn't give a flying fuck. Like it's not even that big of a deal anymore. So here's the thing. I think a lot of us, and I think at this point it's probably even more. It's more people that are meeting people online than actually meeting people in person. Now, y'all, for the single people in the live or in the chat, let me know if y'all disagree. I honestly think that we're at the point of dating. Either we're at the point or it is close to getting to the point where more people meet people for relationships, dating, and marriage online than meet people in person. When you meet people online, it's almost like this person doesn't exist until I see this person face to face. So as opposed to you, somebody hitting on you at the bookstore, or you've met them, you know that they're real, you've had that face to face interaction. It's almost like this motherfucker doesn't exist when you meet them online until you meet them in person. So the ghosting thing is so goddamn common
Hold
that
on, Robin. Hold on, bro. Robin says
Robin ain't shit too. I don't
I
even know
do it
what Robin.
often. Listen, we need to talk.
Yeah, Robin, get your
Um,
ass online, Queen.
right. I mean, if I got to bring you in via phone, goddamn it, I'll bring you in via phone because I need to
Yeah,
hear
we
this
need to
shit.
hear this shit because Robin looked kind of cute. I
You didn't
got
say
that
you didn't
picture.
hurt my low. You didn't hurt my
Shit.
low feelings. On my feelings not included, and they included in this one. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
So Bobby asked the question. He said, "Did she have kids when you go?" Honestly, I've never been ghosted by a baby mama. Baby mamas really be so. Back during my time period when I was dating baby mamas, they thought I was a fucking meal ticket. I don't know what it was, but the baby mamas fell in love with me quick, and I was like, "I'm 23. I don't know what the fuck you expect out of this 26-year-old mother of four, but this ain't what you think it is." And I wasn't shit, and I didn't explain this very well back then. This is 11 years ago for me, so forgive me. But yeah, I never been ghosted by a baby mama, but I have been ghosted by chicks
Bro,
without kids.
I
And
mean,
I've ghosted as well. Like this is common thing. Like this isn't something because what happens online when you're talking to someone, and I'll explain this. So a lot of women that you meet online in online dating, they don't want to have a conversation online. They want to have a conversation in person. So that what they'll say online is, I just want to let's have a date. I don't want to have a pen pile. I don't want to talk to somebody online for weeks. Schedule a date. Put something on my calendar. So what these clowns do is they put something on a woman's calendar without having so much as like a conversation to see if there's any remote compatibility. So they'll say, "Hey, I think you're cute. Oh yeah, I like soccer. You like soccer. Let's go out on Friday. It's a Monday. You don't talk to this woman Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So by Friday, all they've had between you two goofies is three sentences, literally three sentences. So now you schedule a date on Friday of having three sentences online, and this woman has no type of emotional connection to you whatsoever. So for me to just be like, I'm not gonna fucking show up, even though he say he's gonna meet me today at 7, they don't fucking show up. And it's like, you stupid. Like me,
I don't understand, bro.
what you understand, brother?
Like if you what happened to being a stand up fucking person? If I make an agreement, bro, I make if I schedule a meeting 2 weeks from now, guess what? I'm showing the fuck up 2 weeks from now.
What
Like
if it's a motherfucker you've never met? Like you meet somebody in a random ass group and you say, I want to talk to you in 2 weeks. You gonna talk to them in 2 weeks?
if I meet somebody in a random ass group and I agree to meet them in 2 weeks, you goddamn right. Why else did I agree to meet them?
I don't give a fuck. Man, that shit is dead. Like you this is shit.
Forgive me, y'all some morally corrupt motherfuckers.
We some
You
morally corrupt motherfuckers, man.
like
This
what the
is like,
fuck?
I don't know how to explain it. This is like, you don't even know these people. Like, this is a bot for crying out loud. Like, there's no, all right. That's my opinion where people aren't having conversations when they're meeting people online to where they meet in person, to where a person doesn't have a connection. They feel any type of
But why?
obligation
I'm confused.
at the chat.
Why agree to any fucking thing if you ain't gonna do it?
It's wild,
Damn.
bro. Hold on. So
Wait.
let's
Does
go
she
to
ghost a
chat.
lot?
Okay, so who said what? So I can say I
Adrian,
ghost a
is
lot.
it Adrian?
Adrian, why
Adrian,
you be
I
ghosting?
don't know how to. I can't even read this shit right now because my alcohol kicked in. Why do you ghost a lot? Like what?
Adrian, why you ghost a lot? I'm gonna pin that shit. Why you? I get
See,
business
this
because
is
she ain't
this. You
shit.
know what? This is why I'm pro team Kevin Samuels now, and how
Mm-hmm.
y'all get treated, y'all fucking get treated because that shit doesn't make any sense to me. I read an article on Reddit. Dude, they call it Chad fishing. I didn't know that was some shit, right? Dude took a bunch of pictures of some buff motherfucker, right?
I saw
And
that.
he catfishing, right? And he making the girls go out. He's like, hey, order me this. I'm running a little bit late, and he never shows up. And he did it like hundreds of motherfuckers. I'm like that. I thought he was a piece of shit until right now, right? Because I'm like, y'all out here just costing motherfuckers time and money. And maybe I'm
Now, now that I'm an experienced dater, because I dated a lot in my 20s and in my early 30s, there's a process that I go through. You are not getting a date with me until I've had at least 24 hours of conversation. And what I mean by 24 hours, I don't mean 24 hours consecutive. I mean, we've talked for 24 hours total, right?
total time.
Time, brother. That means we've
That would
talked
take
on
me months.
shit. You a lot busier than me. That's why your ass is rich and I'm poor.
I'm
So
not rich, bro. I'm not rich.
I'm
You
not.
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
not putting your financials out there.
I'm saying, can we not do that shit right now?
I'm just
Um,
playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But my point is, maybe not 24 hours, but there's definitely amount of time that I've talked to you and I've got to know you. I do old school phone conversations. I know motherfuckers that feel like, oh, I don't got time to do that, or we don't want to do that shit anymore. But I do them old school, middle school conversations where you talking on the phone because you couldn't go to each other's houses because you was
I'm with
fucking
that.
teenagers. I do that shit. I still be doing it. Where I be talking on the phone, walking on awkward ass furniture and shit like that, asking hypothetical questions. I still do it because if you've invested that much time in getting to know me, by the time that we've gotten to the point where it's actually date time, you've gotten a little bit emotionally invested because I've gotten to know you to the point where I'm not gonna ghost this motherfucker because I'm kind of slowly starting to fall in love. That's where I've become ghost proof. And I haven't been ghosted. I got ghosted once in June, but
Bro,
before that, I hadn't been ghosted in like
I'm not
10
talking to
years.
nobody for 24 hours.
I got to
Fuck
talk to you
that.
20 hours, man.
Again,
24 hours.
I'm not in this. I'm not in this space, right? I'm not in this space. But I'm trying to do some shit. I'm also older than you, bro. I'm 40 fucking seven. 24 hours from now, I'll be 50. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time to
I
spend.
get it. You don't got
All right.
time to spare. You shit.
Listen,
You
here's who I am, right? I would, oh, man, I wouldn't ghost now if you show up and you don't look like you did now this is where me and you different. If you show up and you don't look like you did, I'm gonna
Come
do this
on,
shit right
man.
here, right? And I'm gonna squeak my, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at this motherfucker, I'm gonna look at you, I'm like, who is this? Right? One of you motherfuckers ain't the same.
How the fuck is you eating better than me? I've
Oh, because I
heard
let you show
stories.
up,
I've
right?
heard stories about dudes. Literally, dudes will walk in on
Bro,
dates and turn around and walk the fuck out. Like,
no, I'm gonna talk to you because somebody needs to say it. Go home and put your filter on. Or whatever the fuck you was doing, right? When I saw that, we're not gonna do that today. This is not how we doing this. Right? Y'all see this, I blame all of this shit on y'all men for walking in and walking out. No, who are you and who is this? Because one of you motherfuckers is not the same. I'm not
you
finna
gonna
do that.
confront him?
Absolutely. Oh hell yeah. Bro, my time is valuable. Right? So if I show up
Who are you?
and if I show up on a internet date and we look the fucking same, right? We both can't be bald headed. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, y'all gotta stop doing. You see, I used to yell at my wife because she had a friend, beautiful sister, beautiful, smell like LeBron James at Game 7, right? I played hard. I'm like, why y'all don't tell her, right? That this gorgeous ass woman that she smell like a fucking a bag of hot old onions. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Six dirty hampers, Waka Flocka's dreads.
you know what
Like,
I'm saying?
what the
Like,
fuck,
this
man?
the fuck, flies going the other way. Right? What the
Oh
fuck?
my
You know
god.
what I'm saying? Y'all can't. You got. I'm
I
truthful in that
get it.
aspect.
Yeah.
Right? I listen. You. I don't.
I
I
told
like.
bro.
I am. I find a little bigger woman more attractive, and that's okay. I struggled with that mentally from when I was young for years. I'm like, wow, I like them. I like them. It don't matter, right? Um, but there's rules to the game. If you tell me you are 250 pounds and I accept 250 pounds, you can't be 326. Right? We lying already. The shit's come over on the wrong foot. But we're gonna have a discussion about why we couldn't agree on the truth.
Come
Right?
on,
And
man.
I blame y'all for allowing this shit to happen.
Man,
Because
listen.
y'all want it so bad, it be in the box, that y'all say, okay, this ain't what she look like. I'm gonna
Let
go
me
ahead and
tell y'all.
smash.
I got to tell y'all a very personal story, and this is me being vulnerable because I'm fucking smashed right now. I'm at this. I'm tomorrow's gonna be a long ass day. I was in a whole ass relationship, a whole ass serious relationship. I ain't gonna say who, with a woman with hygiene problems, and this was the
Oh,
first.
fuck that. I'm
This
stopping
was
you.
the first fucking time.
Wait, do I got a sound effect for that bullshit
You
you
need
just
to
said?
break that shit
Do
down,
I
man.
got some shit for that?
I
Bro,
was in a whole ass relationship with a woman with hygiene problems, and this was the first time I approached that shit head on because I'm at this point where I don't give a fuck anymore.
did her sit
You
down air
too
stink? Like when
goddamn
she
old.
sat down, did you smell it? Like how bad
Did.
was the hygiene?
Listen, you know how they show, like they say there's a representation of yourself. You don't see the real person until later. Just like with the makeup and how they behave and being friendly and not argumentative. It's the same shit with hygiene, bro.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
No, it's
is.
not.
Yes, it is. You
Listen,
can hide that shit for a
I like
certain
to
amount
work
of
out.
time.
Sometimes I stink and I love myself. And I tell myself, you
Listen.
stink myself. You
Mm-mm.
know what I'm saying? Take your ass a shower.
They can
There's
hide
no
that
way in
shit.
the
You
world I'm
got
eating that
fucking
shit for somebody
perfume
else.
and fresh showers right before the date. But once you hang around a person, some of that shit starts to come out. And this was the first time in my life where I'm like, I'm tired of you.
Hey,
At
did
this
you eat that
point,
shit,
God
bro?
forgive me. I'm tired of you bitches.
Did
I
you eat
can't
that shit,
take this
bro?
shit. Huh?
Did you eat that shit, bro?
Not when it was no. Actually, I did
You're
not.
lying. You're lying.
I did not.
I can
Listen,
see
I
it in
told
your
her, I said,
eyes.
listen. I said, listen. I didn't say it like that, but I was really respectful about it. I said, look, you are a very nice person, but this is a fucking roadblock.
How
This is a
long were y'all
fucking
together, bro?
we was we was
Tell
together
the
too
truth.
long.
Tell the truth.
We was together. I don't want because I want to say the time length, but people don't know who the fuck it is. But
Eh,
we was together
So
too
you
damn
think
long.
she gonna walk by and they ain't gonna know she stink? Now, magic.
The
See,
thing about it
this is
is,
the shit I'm talking about.
you can mask it, brother. Like that's what I'm saying. You can
This
hide
shit
that
is
shit for
not.
so long.
No, you
You can
can't.
hide that shit. I promise you
If
can.
you wake up next to a motherfucker, she smell like perfume. That's a red flag, bro. If she got up at 2 a.m. and put perfume on her fucking
Oh
labia, right?
my
It's
god.
that's a red flag.
Oh my
You
god.
it's some shit,
The fuck is wrong with you, man?
bro. Because it's some shit that you just don't. You
But
know what
my
I'm saying?
point
It's common
is,
sense.
as much as these Negroes is clowning me in the comments, I know y'all have
Bro,
been with a woman and you didn't say shit. But I'm at the point where I don't give a
bro,
fuck.
listen. I got a homie that say he'll plug his nose and smash, right? But he won't stay the night. You stayed the life. You don't get to talk about the people in the comment. I love you, but you done opened up the wrong can of fish or worms or whatever the fuck the saying is. You know what I'm saying,
Listen,
bro?
I did it. I did it. I admit I fell on that so I damn swore. But my
So
point
help me
again,
understand. No, we're moving way too fast.
oh, now we moving too fast. You fast
Way
talk
too
motherfucker.
fast.
You like
Right. I am going to slow it down.
break the shit down. I
How
don't give a fuck.
how
Listen.
long? I'm okay. And this is probably TMI. I'm an affectionate dude. I love to kiss a woman. Love to kiss my woman. Let me be clear. Let me clarify because she might be watching, and I don't want that shit to sound like it sounded when I heard it. I like to kiss my woman, right? But I love my woman enough to be like, hey, babe, it's good morning. Let's fix this shit, both of us, and then we can kiss again, right? And we've been together 30 fucking years. I'm not finna. Is she homeless, bro? Like, did you pick her up off a hot Phoenix Avenue, or was she in Vegas in August with no
This was
deodorant? Like, I'm missing some shit.
this was a
What did she
very
offer? Her kitchen skills. Did she just knock a
no.
little onion powder off her shit? Like, what
Nope.
happened?
Nope. No.
Or you was
So
just
this
doing
was
that? You
a
was doing
very
that
successful
bad, bro?
person. When we went out, when we went out, the hygiene situation, you take a shower, that scent stays on you for a certain amount of time. But once that shit falls off, whatever it is that you have going on with you, it protrudes a lot. And it was really, really bad.
Okay.
But whenever we would go somewhere, she would be presentable. It's just walking around her natural smell was
Nope.
just
I'm
really,
finna
really
stop you
bad.
again. Finna
It
stop
was
you
really
again.
bad. It was really bad.
Listen, I don't give a fuck what you look like outside the house or what you smell like in public. We live in private. Why are you fucking with a stink bug? A grown ass stink bug. Like, what, bro? And now, if it's a medical condition, that's different. But you said it was hygiene. I ain't never smelled a stinking ass person with a clean house. So let's talk about how she lived. Because now I gotta ask these questions. You put me in this predicament that I'm in right now. Right? I need to ask these, I need answers. Right? So you know, what's the house? What did the house look like? Was the mattress on the floor? Right? Like I need it's way too many questions. Was the house
No,
clean?
no,
So the house wasn't clean.
it wasn't that bad. Like it wasn't that bad. It
No,
was.
no, that's not how life
It,
works, bro. It's good or it's bad. There is no that bad. You know what
yes,
ain't that bad?
there is
It ain't that
because
bad.
you've
All
dated
right.
one person for the past 31 years. You don't know what you're talking about right now.
If she
There's
woke up
levels
tomorrow
to this
smelling like
shit.
hot tuna, she gotta
I've
go too.
been I've been in houses where it's disgusting. I've been in houses where it's
Those are called trap houses.
I've been in trap houses. There you go. I've been in trap houses.
You ain't supposed to date the trap resident,
I
motherfucker.
never dated a trap queen. I never did. I dated one
Sounds
trap
like it.
queen. I dated
All
one
right.
trap queen. It wasn't her. It wasn't her. And actually, she didn't smell that bad. So despite what the fuck you're talking
So
about, just
what's
people.
her name, bro? I just say her first name.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, just say her last name.
Absolutely not.
What's her
But the
initials?
point is, her house wasn't that bad. It could have been better, but it wasn't that bad. It's just she was a bigger girl, and this is when I stopped being attracted to bigger women.
Don't
I
blame
don't
that on no bigger
date-
girl. I know
No,
some.
it's bigger women. No, it's
No,
bigger women.
because she not beat your
here's the
ass.
thing.
Like how big, right? 'Cause, like
It's a bigger woman thing because I don't give a fuck what these big ass women on my comments say that try to act like bigger women are more likely. I'm not saying it's across the board, but bigger
no,
women,
you are,
just like
motherfucker.
bigger men. That's why I shower 3 times a day because I know I stink faster than skinny ninjas. So I
Bro.
shower literally in the summer it's 3 times a day. In the wintertime it's 1.5 times. I gotta do it.
No. You don't. What's a 1.5 shower? Would you put your left foot in? You take your right foot out? You shake it all about? Like what
It's
the fuck?
two. I was just trying to be funny, goddammit.
Okay,
But my
because
point is,
I
it's
was like,
two.
I know what a half bath is. That's like when you don't have a shower in that motherfucker, but I don't know what a
You know
half
what the
shower
fuck
is.
I'm talking about. So,
So,
bigger people, you ain't been big in a while, so you must have fucking forgot. Bigger
I'm
people,
big right now, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
fuck out of here, bro. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. I done seen them old school pictures you posted. You was
Yeah,
a
I
big
used to.
ninja.
I was a big. I was.
You was a big motherfucker.
But you know
was
what? I wasn't a
breathing
big
while you
stanky
was sick.
motherfucker. Like you can't, bro.
Bigger
Listen.
people.
Okay, so let me go back.
I'm out of drink. I need more drink.
I know
Keep going.
I'm finna harass my wife and see if she'll make me one. I'm probably not gonna get it because I'm talking shit. She'll make it. But listen, the girls that I was referring to that smell like dead bodies in the Arizona summer were small, fit, sexy. Like that was the crazy shit,
Oh,
right?
man.
And
I had one of those.
and
Stank and
and
skinny.
I
Keep
had
going. Ooh,
I
I'm
had
thinking.
an intern that was so pretty that you almost plugged your nose and just looked at her. Like it was like you just felt bad. Like, God damn, he did all this on you and then you forgot the fucking don't stink button when he made you. Like but it's not a big girl thing. Right? And maybe I'm biased because I'm a little pro, curvy. I'm not Lizzo curvy, right? I got
That's the excuse that big women make. What you talking about?
I'm just I bro, I ain't never. But again, I ain't from Minnesota, right? And y'all, it's different in the all them goddamn lakes and they stink. That shit don't make no sense to me. Went y'all like 10,000 lakes or some shit like that? How you smell bad? There's all that water outside.
Because men will do this shit and hit, I think a lot more women need a reality check. I told this shit in a Facebook group a couple of weeks ago. I said if men was brave enough to have a coochie smelling contest, and I guarantee you this, I swear right hand on the Bible, if men was brave enough to have a coochie smelling contest or a hygiene contest, 92% of women on this planet would be humble. When Nick Cannon said a lot of these women be having bad hygiene, women start to attack him because he got all these kids to say that he was fucking up their pH by having raw sex, but because he got all these kids, right? But this is a real deal. Like if men was fucking honest and said, "Yo, let's have a conversation about your hygiene, your pH, your coochie smell," 92% of women be humble
Who
because
are y'all fucking talking to that smells so
bro,
funny, bro? I
92%.
love Indiana because Cause
92. I'm fucking Indiana, Wisconsin,
bro,
Delaware, Iowa, Texas. It
are
don't
y'all
matter.
catching these motherfuckers after a
Bro,
long day
it
hard work in
don't.
a factory with the
If
doors
men was
closed in the
completely,
summertime or
men
what?
want to hit again. That's the thing.
Oh,
Where it's
no
just
doubt,
like
no doubt. Right? But if a
men don't
bitch
give a
smell like
fuck.
hot dog water, I'm not fucking with her. Y'all new motherfuckers is different. See, this is why life was better for us.
Cause y'all
Because
didn't give a fuck.
we had regulations, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all
And
didn't give
all
a
these
fuck.
new goddamn politicians removed the regulations off of dating or something, because y'all on some different shit. You pull up smelling like a fucking hot Fritos if you want to, you're gonna get roasted. And I don't, man, y'all on some
I
different shit.
guarantee.
Oh, I'm
Women
so
be
happy
talking
I'm
shit
old.
about men, but I swear to God, if you had a coochie smelling contest, 92%. I've been
Okay, let me ask you something, bro. Real shit.
in the bit and the women commenting on this shit. Well, this will
Bro,
never happen, right? This will never happen.
this is
But the
not what
women
Jesus
comment on
died
this
for.
shit.
Y'all doing too much.
Y'all coochie. I'm not
Bro, I
even.
can't. You
I
threw
got personal.
92% out there.
92%.
That's high.
Of course it is.
So you telling me
Might be low.
all these motherfuckers with all these kids and all this sexing that's going on, they all smell funny and y'all still putting y'all little wee wees where they don't belong? Somebody, my daddy would have punched me in the back of the
At a
head
certain point, I think a
if
lot
he
of men
smelled
just
my
think that
woman
that's what.
from around the
Let me tell
corner.
you something, brother. At a certain point, what I think a lot of men go through, and I think this might have been what I went through in my early career of fucking. I think what a lot of men think is coochie just naturally have a smell to it.
No, it does, right? Let's be listen. If you get a motherfucker, she smell like nothing, she put something down. You're supposed to like the natural, but the natural ain't supposed to. You got to be able to tell the difference between your girl and her natural smell and Thursday in the alley in the hood on trash night. Like if you can't tell the difference, there's
So
something wrong with your girl.
2020, I 2020
That's
I
the COVID
smelled
coochie that don't count.
2020 I smelled a coochie that really made me realize that's where I came up with this 92% theory because in 2020 I finally smelled a coochie where I was like they could smell better. Like it wasn't until 2020. I remember. I wish I could fucking tag her. Where I was like, because
You
this
can.
person,
This is 2023, bro. What's her name? I'll add her for you.
I
It
love
don't
her. I
matter.
miss her. I miss
Okay,
her
do
to this
this.
day.
Put in the chat. I'll say her name like I knew her.
Mm-mm.
Ah, here
2020,
you go.
bro. I swear. And I was that made me realize where I was
Hey, y'all
just
didn't know
like,
Jay. Who was he dating in 2020? Go ahead, man. Oh, my
a lot
bad.
of
Go ahead.
people. It was a lot.
Bro,
2020, man.
hold
That
on,
was
because I don't, Darius said something.
it's preach. What did Darius say?
He said they love them sexy red type. Bro, first off, I thought the shit was a joke. So I put it on my TikTok. I'm like, these motherfuckers is in front of Popeye singing some hood shit.
Mhm.
What was it? My coochie pink, my booty hole, bro. What the fuck? Now we ain't even like. This is what happened when people have kindergarten graduations. Motherfuckers get stupid, right? How your kid graduate? Okay, he can scribble, ooh, right? So,
Fuck
but
you, Rico.
but this is crazy to me, right? Because I look at this shit and I'm like, oh my god, this is real. There are people excited about. I don't even what the fuck Pound Town, right? That's the name of the bro. I was unaware, and if I need to get my black card or my hood card, whatever, revoked, so fucking be it. If listening to that shit is what it takes to be black, I'm Mexican in the motherfucker. No habla inglés. That shit is crazy, right? The what the man? This is what we doing today. I thought it was a
So,
parody song.
do you remember like into high school, right after high school, when Lil Kim dropped, and y'all was like, this chick is raunchy.
Describe
27,
raunchy.
28 years ago, like y'all was thinking like this chick is just
You
wild.
know
Like
what
Lil
happened?
Kim,
She was wild, right? Little Kim,
that
right?
shit is Lil Kim is on steroids these days. Like
Right? Like
Lil
little
Kim
Kim,
is
bro.
motherfucking Betty Crocker and Mary
If you
Poppins
took
compared to these women out here these days.
sexy red, first off, I don't care who she is, and you could be on it. If you are a girl and in your Facebook name or rapper name says sexy, you are not. Nobody puts their face who they truly are in their face. Oh, I'm beautiful, Stacy. Stacy, ugly the motherfucker. So sexy red is not sexy. Sexy red. I hold my wallet when motherfuckers like that walk by me. Right now, I don't feel comfortable. I've been out the hood too long, so that's probably something to do with it. But
Mhm.
that's crazy. Like who's did bro? The KKK had to sign her. Like who brought this shit to the community? This
Yeah,
shit is crazy.
I'm at the point where honestly I do think that she's a plant. That's why I don't really talk about
Oh,
I don't
okay,
really
hold
talk.
on. Reality said we had the same songs.
Y'all had
We
the same.
had some same songs sung by some dudes that was weird.
Wait,
We
wait, wait. Maybe she got a point. Let me look at this motherfucking Lil Kim and Trina track list
hey,
and
listen,
see what the fuck y'all was
hey,
listening to.
Two
Because
Live
I didn't
Crew was on some shit, and Easy E was talking shit,
know
right?
women.
But
No
listen,
women.
right? Listen. You know who we had? We
Oh.
had Roxanne Shante. We had MC Light. We had
Y'all
Queen
didn't have no
Latifah,
MC. That shit. You trying to act like you motherfucking 56 instead of 46. When did
bro.
you graduate? Like 93,
I told
94?
you I didn't graduate. See, this you coming for a motherfucker soul.
You was in high school 93, 94?
I was. We quit. High school ended in '94. I don't know why it stopped.
Yeah, cut that bullshit out. Roxanne Shante was like 8 years removed. What do you mean?
Bro, I listen. I grew up on that shit. I'm older than you, right?
No, I'm saying when you was a teenager and able to understand the fucking
Bro,
lyrics,
we
it
you
was
know what
Lil
they
Kim
you know what we had to do? No, look, I was not a teenager with Lil. Me and Lil Kim the same. I'm older than Lil Kim. I'm no fucking teenager, right? So, but it was different, bro. Because you know what we knew? We knew
You're
the
younger
difference
than Lil
between
Kim. I just looked
entertainment.
it up. She
We
49. Don't try to play that shit. Fucking
oh,
look
I'm
at
sorry, I'm 47,
But
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
so we the same age. When Little Kim was rapping, neither one of us was in school, right? She was out and I stopped going. For whatever fucking reason, neither one of us was in school. But the shit is definitely not the same because Little Kim, if your mama caught you with Little Kim, she smack you in the back of the head, right? If you were a woman and your mom caught you with a Little
Facts.
Kim CD
Facts.
out, tape, whatever you want to call it, she smack you in the back of the head. Now there are grandmothers twerking to Little Red song. Now, granted, they 32, but you're still a grandmother, right? This world
Oh shit.
has fucked is gone, bro. I listen to that. I'm like, bro, man, you finna. Mm, that's not. And what's the other chick named Suki something? I don't know. These motherfuckers sound like characters.
All that bullshit. Listen.
Look, and why she look like what's the Young Thug or the other kid, whoever the fuck. Sexy Red. If you cut that hair off, she like one of them Atlanta motherfuckers that's
One
probably in a Rico case.
some dudes say he hit that, and I was just so
A lot of dudes hit that.
gonna question that. He said the shit loud and proud too. I'm like, bro, I'm questioning. So here's the thing. My opinion on that shit is there's always been some type of woman that uses her sexuality to try to sell records, but it just
I'm
is
not
amped
mad,
the fuck up. Like it's
but
amped the fuck from Lil Kim and Foxy
oh,
Brown,
hold on. Reality said so.
Katrina,
Your mama ain't played.
Nicki.
Yeah, my mama played her jams, cleaned it up. It was Marvin Gaye. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. My mom,
I really be trying to act like you grew up during the temp. You not that
bro.
fucking old,
She
man.
said my
You
mama.
try to act like you grew up through the Temptations and the motherfucking Gladys
You know
Knight
what?
when women respected
So
themselves. Fuck that shit. You grew
women
up in
did
the
respect
90s.
themselves, bro. Women did. I don't
Your
know.
prime, like I'm not your prime, but your 20s was the 90s. What do you mean?
You know what we did in the '90s? They ran to the city you was in and did Freaknik, the nasty motherfuckers, and everybody else kept doing regular shit. But they weren't on TV, bro. With the bro, you gonna make me use some bad words. I probably cussed already though. Um, you know what I'm saying? But this is okay. Y'all listen to Trina and Little Kim, bro. They don't even listen to the shit that's. I was appalled when when motherfucking Nicki Minaj came out. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, oh, that's church music. Right? Nicki Minaj is church music, right? Anaconda could be the national anthem compared to the shit we doing today.
When
You know
my
what I'm
neck,
saying?
my back came out by Kia, whatever
Oh,
fucking name is,
I
you
thought
was
it
like
was.
25. I don't want to hear
I
that
was
shit,
like,
man.
oh shit. But you know what? She, even though she cheated on that motherfucker, she got married. Who's gonna marry Sexy Red?
Somebody.
Yeah, he gonna be in jail when he marry her ass. Matter of
Who the
fact, she
fuck
got
is
2 baby
Kansas?
daddies. Right? So I watched this interview because I thought she wasn't real. I got to do a little research. Her current child's father is in prison or jail. She's
Of course.
pregnant by another motherfucker in jail, which I'm not even sure how the math works. I'm assuming he ain't been in jail that long, right?
Mhm.
But the people we are referring to had families and had normal lives. It was entertainment. Back when I grew up when, do you remember, well, you don't remember Terminator. That came out in like 84. He went into the police station and shot like 36 cops. None of us did that shit because we knew it was entertainment, bro. Somewhere, y'all was like, oh, we should do that. Whatever that
We
is.
got John Wick too. Ain't nobody. Well, I guess motherfuckers.
Man, have you been to Chicago? John Wick is what was old boy named King Von? is a
Oh
serial
shit!
killer, right? Y'all are paying. Listen, we paid to get out the hood. Y'all
Yeah,
paying for trips to the hood. Shit's
yeah.
not the same.
Listen, I get it. I understand. Shit is.
I'm starting to
I will
understand why women ghosting you motherfuckers, because y'all's not right.
listen.
Y'all got pastors, you know what I'm saying, getting caught doing the
I
nastiest shit
really,
in the church.
I really hate how you old folks really be trying
Oh,
to act
I
like
like
y'all
these
wasn't
grades,
fucking
bro.
turned
I
up.
appreciate it.
I don't like that shit. Y'all was turned. Don't get me wrong. Y'all
Oh,
may not be
we
as
had
turned,
a
but
ball, and then we went to
y'all
work.
didn't have fucking social media to show the shit though. You can't get mad at technology for displaying the
Okay,
same
so
shit y'all did in
so
'93. Y'all had
here's
Freaknik.
we had Polaroids, instant
Y'all
nasty
was making
pics.
pornos on the side of goddamn Peachtree Street in Atlanta. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
and a side note, because I know I'm of the older generation, there's some younger people, and this is not directed to anybody, but as your mom and grandmoms pass, do not just throw them old VHS tapes in, because you don't know what the fuck you might get, right? You know what I'm saying? Just want to throw that. That's the disclaimer. Don't if the shit don't say family watch this, don't fucking put it in, because well, you can't put it in. You gotta go pay to get it converted.
Man,
But
my
anyway,
brother
that's my
bought
old
some
people shit.
VHS. I wish I could tag my brother about some
And,
VHS.
and no, Adrian says, assuming Sexy Red don't want to be married, and that's okay. No woman has to want to be married. Right? I'm of a different breed. Just because you were a woman doesn't mean you have to be a wife or a mother. You should. If you want to be one, you should. If you don't, you shouldn't. But if you want to be one, Sexy Red's not the way you get there. Right? Nobody is. I know a lot of married men. Nobody is like, man, I need to go find me the most ghettoest, tattooed in the face, gold teeth, mouth having ass woman I can find to make a wife out of. You'll get fired taking her ass to a company event. They be like, sorry, sir. We said no felons.
That's a good point that you posted because that you just said because that's what I always think about when I think about taking somebody seriously. I work in corporate, right? Despite
Absolutely.
all the shit talking I be doing, I wake up every day and when I go in the office, I have a polo, a dress shirt, a tie, slacks. I'm a corporate dude, have always been a corporate dude, probably always will be a corporate dude. So when I'm thinking about taking a woman seriously, the first thing that I think about, not the first, but one of the top 15 things that I think about is can I take you to our Christmas party? Because our Christmas party is so interesting from the perspective of a corporate Christmas party is informal and formal at the same damn time
Absolutely.
where you're there to where you're supposed to be able to relax and let loose, etc. People are drinking. However, there's still an expectation that you have some goddamn sense, right? So
True
if
that.
you ever been to a corporate Christmas party, which I'm positive majority of the people in the comments have not,
Damn,
you
I
can't
didn't think that
show
was
up.
coming.
This is my friends list. Fuck y'all. Y'all know who the fuck y'all are.
Right.
Listen, if you ever been to corporate Christmas party, you're not going to show up there presenting yourself a certain way. And I'm not going to show up there as majority of the time in all the departments I've worked in since I've been in corporate. I started in summer of 2011. You're not going to show up there behaving a certain way and you're not going to represent me a certain way. So if you don't have class, if you're not able to speak, if you have fucking face tattoos and shit like that, how the fuck am I supposed to explain that to this white man that is fucking $500,000 a year that's thinking about promoting me and have these types of conversations? It's just ridiculous. It's a certain image that I want to project. And Sexy Red ain't it. And I've dated some sexy reds, but it's like you said, I went to the goddamn hood because I did not have to worry about seeing you in that type of setting. And that was the situation. I ain't dating no goddamn sexy reds, but you get what the fuck I mean.
Right. Right.
So,
Right.
it's interesting, man. Like it's something that I've actually had to like contemplate over the course of my career of when I'm thinking about taking somebody seriously. Can I take you to the corporate Christmas party? Because that's where it's like,
I
oh, we
mean,
saw this motherfucker roll outside.
you have to. It's not even so much about how other people, at least from my perspective, how other people are going to take that individual.
Mm-hmm.
It's how are you going to handle yourself and how I'm gonna feel about you. I don't give a shit if everybody else think you had a great time. If I feel like you acted out of character, I'm cool, right? If you're a liability to me, right? Because I can't enjoy myself because I have to worry about you enjoying yourself a little too much, or the way you enjoy yourself. That's just crazy to me. But
And I think I mean, honestly, like, I think it's the same thing, right? Because it's a matter of if you have a potential business deal on the table with a client and you're at a certain event and your spouse or your significant other is acting a goddamn fool and now you fucked over this business deal because of me, yeah, it's how I feel about you because you done fucked over a goddamn business deal. But at the same time, this person is responsible for my business deal. They walk the fuck away, so it matters as well, right? Like,
Absolutely.
uh, and it's something like as I've gotten older, it's mattered more. You know what I mean? Like it used to
Absolutely.
just,
It's supposed to. You
and
got more
it
to
used to,
lose.
bro, and it used to just be like, can I introduce you to your mom? Will you get along with my family? But now it's more so, can I introduce you to my peers? You know what I mean? Can I introduce you to people that I do business with, et cetera, et cetera? And it's kind of starting to spread out more of how I present myself as far as my branding is concerned. But yeah, I just thought about that when you just
Hey,
mentioned,
it's all. We'll shift
yeah.
subject a little bit because I got a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not really a question, a statement, right? One of my guys has said something about the majority of women are having sex with the same men. What is it about? Like, what is it that I don't want to say this. I was told a long time ago by a woman because I had some woman said something to me. I'm like, listen, I'm married. Why are you fucking with me? She said,
Mm-hmm.
well, you're over 30 and you have a woman. I said, what the fuck does that mean? She said, well, if you're over 30 and you don't have a woman, something's wrong with you. I'm like, what do you mean? She said, if you got your shit together, why don't another woman want you? I'm like, that's strange. But as I sit back and look, side pieces and sneaky links and all, like, why? I'm trying to understand. And I'm not absolving men of any issue, right? Of any behavior. But
Mm-hmm.
what is it about women wanting to share a specific set of men when there are available men out who would never ever do a fucking thing wrong?
So I have two. I think there's two things I want to say. There's one thing I want to say, but two parts of it.
Okay.
There's two groups of people that want someone that other people want, right? Those two groups of people are fucking celebrities and women. For whatever reason, celebrities all want the same people, which is some weird ass shit. Like, I don't want her unless other people have had her. And then women seem to only want men that other women would want. Like, it's something about this, me being able to beat other women to get this guy, that makes me want him. But if other people don't want him, then he must not be a select type of individual, which is fucking strange. It is strange as hell to me, but it is what it is. Because then once he leaves you for the motherfucking women, then you just acting looking fucking bewildered.
You know,
But
I,
go ahead.
no, I was asking our mutual friend, what is it about the the alpha male, right? Because she was like, I want alpha. I'm like, cool, that's cool, but you and everybody else, right? And there's only so many alphas you're an alpha because you lead the pack, right? You're stronger than most. You're desired by most, but you know, it comes with some. Understand what it come with, right? You want the man all the other women want,
Yeah.
and it's hard. I don't know how it is for women. As a man, you grow up wanting sex. As a male, you grow up wanting sex from women. From the time they got bumps on their chest, right? We've been chasing them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of us were told no repeatedly, right? As young boys trying to grow up, trying to dry hump. Again, I grew up in a different era. We dry humped. Y'all had babies at 11.
That dry hump and shit. Take them clothes off, girl. Keep going.
Right. And then one day, as men, some of us, like think about it, it's like a candy store, right? Women are the candy. You walk past a candy store every day of your life, and you're like, I want that candy. What piece? All of it, any of it, don't matter, right? Can't have it because you don't got no money. Then one
Mm-hmm.
day you walk past a candy store, and all the candy's like, hey, come get me, it's free, right? And now you gotta act right. This shit is crazy. But when you get that man who's offered all the candy, you really expect that man to say no to every piece, right? And it's crazy because like a woman will go after a dude she knows every other woman wants, and then be surprised when he does some weird shit from time to time. Like you gotta
You,
understand,
you go after a dude that every woman wants, and you want him to only want you.
it's
What type of fucking fairy
not
tale is
logical.
your goofy ass living
Remember
in?
we were talking logic earlier. It's not logical.
Ladies, listen to what the fuck I just said in slow motion. Goddamn it! You want a dude that every woman wants, and you only want him to want you.
Right. And it's not logical. Right. But on the flip side, right, you have to they gotta take him or they gotta take somebody they don't want. Right. And you can't listen, you can't most of us as men have started, enjoyed, and ended sex within 60 seconds at some point in our life. It don't take a man long to act the fuck up, right? I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that's not the fucking truth, right? We've all started sex, had sex, and ended sex within 60 seconds at least once in our life.
Shit happens. Let's look at these goddamn comments. Hold on,
All right,
because
what
I
we
ain't
got? What
looking
we
at these.
got? Let me
All right,
see.
bro. So we got oh shit, it's a lot of these motherfuckers. All right, so y'all talking about organic. I love y'all. I love you too, Adrian, with your cat
Okay,
the
let me
mouse.
ask Adrian something. Um, she said she has 2 kids. I'm assuming both by the same guy. Is she his only baby mama?
Yeah, that's a good question. Adrian, does your baby's father have other children by other women? Had a female in college say she didn't want a motherfucker that nobody else want. Why? They say that until they, yep, what women do this. Think about
Okay,
it.
she
It's
said,
similar.
"Yep, they by the same dude." I'm assuming, "Yep" is she's the only one that he has kids by. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Hang on,
It's similar
just a
to the
second, real quick. Hang on one second. Go ahead. I'm still here. I'm still here.
man that is off limits. Chris Rock talk about this in stand up. They like to feel and taking somebody's man. Yes, he has no other kids. Okay. Yeah, man, like it is bonkers out here because it's like it's just not rooted in reality. Um, the more I've became select, and I'm not saying I'm fucking what even majority of women want, but I'm a lot more select than I was 10 years ago. Now that I've been introduced to a lot of like chicks that I would not have been introduced to 10 years ago, I'm really starting to see how much ego ladies have. And it's actually, I don't want to say it's bigger ego than us, but it's fucking up there. It's about the women ego and the woman pride is just as high as ours.
You
And I
sure?
can be 100%.
I think it's fake.
Now, it's not to the point where the way we express it is different, right? Because our pride will lead a motherfucker to fucking killing somebody for whatever reason, right? But it is up there in other little ways that women express it, where it's just like clearly this is a pride thing and an ego thing for you. But yeah, it's interesting. Like the more I dive in and have these conversations,
I don't believe the egos are the same. I think it's false, right? Here's why. I think a lot of, and this is obviously there's different people do different things. A man who is very comfortable with himself and in himself doesn't have to post 1,000 body pics for likes and all this other shit. I don't give a fuck, right? You take me how I am because I'm good with who I am, right? That's how men think. Women with the biggest egos are posting nonstop because they don't believe the shit, but they need their friends to lie and, oh girl, you look amazing, and you might look amazing, but that fishing for likes is not currency, right? Hold on, because Rico got a very good fucking point.
okay,
A very good point, right? He says she's looking at how he treats his lady, sees he's a good brother, but like Chris Rock said, when it comes to men, and we see our boy who got him a good woman, we're thinking, man, I got to get me one like her. Women,
oh
on
yeah,
the
that's
other
like
hand, sees a girl like, I want him, right? And he's 100% right, which is why, and women know this, they don't lie to you, because they all got a friend like, oh, I ain't finna leave him around her. She ain't staying around my man. We gotta go, right? It ain't the man they don't trust. They know the game, bro. And Rico, man, he all the way right. I'm going back to that shit. He all the way right. We just gotta
so
keep it real.
so with men where we like I got to get a woman like him and women like I want him
Right. No, so
specifically.
peep game, right?
That
Like
competitive
motherfuckers will be like,
nature.
hey man, your girl got a sister or cousin, whatever. Right? That's what we
No,
do.
he's right. He's 100% right.
Chicks be like, oh,
With
he that
women
good
having
dude?
that mindset, right? That's that competitive nature, right? That is based in like a
It's
lot of shit that you would not expect from a fucking woman. That's what I'm saying. Like they
I
have a
don't think
lot
it's
of
competitive, bro. It's entitled. I'm entitled to that man no matter what his motherfucking situation is. Because why? I want him. That's it. That's what I believe. I've been wrong before, twice, but I've been wrong before. So I could be wrong again. Right? I mean, but I think it's entitlement more than anything else. Like
y'all think it's entitlement because I think
I
it's
do.
just it's ego. Like that's fucking weird for men to like. And for as competitive as men be, where I've been in groups where motherfuckers have argued about skipping rocks. I'm in this guy's chat. These are some of the dumbest motherfuckers I ever met. They will argue about anything. Shout out to my bros, but they will argue about anything. However, when it comes to some shit like that, why are men enough to be able to be like, I don't want his chick. Like
You
that's my guy.
want me to
Like I
tell you
want a chick
why?
like it. But women is like, I want that motherfucker. And this is
You
my best
want me
friend
to
since the
tell you
second
why?
fucking grade.
Remember when we started this conversation about motherfuckers not getting knocked around because when they act stupid, there's no consequences.
Facts.
I know. Listen, there's respect and there's disrespect.
Yep.
Most of us don't mind somebody trying to holler at a woman. Makes us feel good, right? We made a good decision. You my boy, you try to holler at my girl, I'm gonna knock the shit out of you. You know the situation, right? So we understand there's risk involved, right? We understand there's risk involved and there's consequences with those risks. So we move accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
But when you ain't never really had to deal with no consequences,
That's true.
it's a different ball game.
So you think if women historically got punched in the mouth more,
By
and
other
this is
women,
don't take the shit out
by
of
other
context.
women,
That's why YouTube be doing. You go post shit out. It take the shit in context.
by other women,
Historically, if women got punched in the mouth more by other women for their behavior, they would move differently.
absolutely. I should tell my wife all the time. I said we should start a business where women just walk up and smack the shit out of other women, and for no, they'd be like, what the fuck she smacked me for? Right? Just random. Why? Because you think, damn, I probably did some messed up shit that I had to deal with. Right? And listen, there's no consequences to a lot of the actions. Therefore, there's no reason not to. If you take a badass kid and you never punish that kid, he does not grow up to be a great person.
Facts.
Right? It's just, I mean, just kind of crazy. But we all know it. We've seen it. We've lived it. We've experienced it. We have friends who've gone through it. And you know what they tell? Oh, we making shit up. That's what they tell us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Rico, you missed it earlier. We were talking about the accountability. It's. I was always pro woman. Dudes need to step up and need to do this shit right. And I still believe it. But the accountability is missing for a lot of women today. Not all, but for a lot of women today, because there's nobody to hold them accountable. Man, one of my guys gets on. So he's been going through it with his baby moms. He's been doing everything by the book. He's 25,000 into lawyer fees over the last few years trying to get custody of his child. So he has they right now it's like 50-50. School just started a couple weeks ago. His daughter, his kid, excuse me, because I don't think it's a girl. His kid, when that kid is with the baby mama, is late at least once a week. School just started. So he says, man, he don't ever say her name. He just talks about the situation. All the women on his Facebook page, oh, you shouldn't do that. That's that kid's mom. And bro, you know how many times they bash dudes? I'm like, and I said, the same one of y'all, the same ones that are telling this dude he shouldn't do this, are supporting your girl when she bashing her baby daddy. The piece of shit she picked from the ground up. Right? So the lack of accountability is serious amongst a lot of people. And it's crazy because nobody's asking you. Reality says something interesting on that, but nobody's asking you to take responsibility for something you didn't do. Accountability is only, hey, I did this. I'm going to be accountable for what I've done. If I have 4 baby mamas and 4 baby mamas ain't shit, I am the common denominator. My picker is fucked up. I cannot continue to talk shit about my 4 baby mamas because I chose each one of them individually. 1, I might have fucked up and not knew. 2, it's more likely I made a bad decision. 3, it's getting there. 4, it's on me.
And I always say my motto, my line is, woman code is stronger than gravity. Like, women standing up for women is stronger than gravity. Like, these women will stick together through anything.
And then fuck they man.
They like, woman will fuck another woman's man, their best friend's man, and a bunch of other women will try to make excuses for that shit while that shit's cool.
He was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit anyway. Like, he's the one. Blame the dick. Don't blame the woman for
Don't
fucking
get me wrong.
her
He's fully fucking responsible for his penis behavior.
Like, it's ridiculous. And I think, I have plenty of examples, as to where women will fail to call out these chicks for their fucking crazy ass behaviors. Like that Clubhouse group that I told you that I was in, because we're the last 12 people on Clubhouse, where it's like there's this chick that's just rude. She cuts people off. She's ignorant, and they cheer that shit on. But if I did that shit, they would have booted me out the goddamn group a long ass time ago. And I literally commented today. I said, y'all think that shit is cute. Like, oh, I love that. Like, it's just ridiculous at how much they applaud ridiculous behavior by women.
Let me tell you, excuse me for interrupting, because I don't want to be that motherfucking Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Our mutual friend, because I asked her about, what the fuck was it about? Something. Oh, I think it was the sexy red shit. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Well, we love her
you ask her
because everybody else hates her. And we know what it's like to be hated by everyone. You don't fucking support somebody because they're hated. You support somebody because they're right. That's the only reason to support somebody. Now, you can. I'm not saying if your significant other is wrong and y'all in public to make a big spectacle of the shit, right? I'm also not saying if they flat out wrong, you pretend they're not because you love them. Nah, motherfuckers need to learn,
I don't
right?
even necessarily think that's a woman thing, though. I think that's a Negro thing. Because look at motherfuckers like R. Kelly. How the fuck does R. Kelly have fans in 2023?
Michael
Like
Jackson
this,
had the motherfuckers too, and you,
like honestly, like at this point, how the fuck do you still have people that support this? Well, we need to arrest the aunts and the parents and shit. Yeah, you're absolutely right, but this motherfucker's still a creep. Like, how do you still, because he's hated by a lot of people, y'all choose to support him? It goes, I got honestly think it's a Negro thing. This ain't necessarily a woman thing. That shithead that shot one of my students last year, I guarantee 6 months before that, had I said, yo, this dude shouldn't be out on bond. Lock his ass up. Oh, you just want to lock the black man up, and this is a what is hood versus gangster and criminal trying to break shit down, you goofy bastards. Listen, this motherfucker should be in prison until he kills somebody that y'all care about, and now it's a sad
yeah,
situation. Like,
yeah.
for whatever reason, we tend to support people that are hated by everyone else because for whatever reason, I feel like Negroes just have a sympathy for ain't shit ass people because we've always been viewed in a negative light. And I think that goes beyond women, but women especially. I agree
I
100%.
mean, I somewhat agree and I disagree because we will kill each other over some bullshit and forgive a motherfucker that don't look like us for some shit that was horrible. So I don't know. I'm a little torn on that one, but it's I don't know. I, I don't know what the fuck. I still want to talk about that girl that stink though, but I'm gonna let that one pass. Um, because I need when we get off this shit, I need some names because that's unacceptable. I don't think you should even communicate with anybody with the same first name. But
Listen, like I
uh,
said, we calling her out like she's the only one. And I guarantee the motherfuckers that was going in on this post, the women, and I know for a fact, a lot of them got the same motherfucking problem. It's just back then I was just too respectful or
I'm about
aligned
to
to call that
probably.
shit out. Like, let me tell you something. 92% of women out here,
That's a
if
big
we
ass number, bro.
92.
Can where
And I'm
you
talking
basing
about
that?
some of these dudes that was commenting on that shit, y'all women. If I compared the one that I think had a good smelling hygiene compared to y'all girl, even y'all would have to say, all right, I give it up to you. I didn't know that they were supposed to smell like this is a thing. This is a fucking thing, bro. Like 2020, 2020, I finally I got put on the supply. I was like, oh my goodness. It had me thinking about everybody else and some of the women joking and laughing and shit like that. Spread okay. But yeah,
You almost said. I thought you was finna say her name, bro. I'm finna play the little Beyonce shit, say my name. But anyway, I think that was I'm fucked up right now. I don't know who it was, but anyway, listen, man. I don't know. It's crazy. It's a crazy ass world, right? And I look. I was talking to my homie, and we are talking about because he been on me about the dating market. Like, man, you just don't know how bad it is. I'm like, it can't be that fucked up, but it's legit that fucked up, right? And I say that because, and this is not a knock on anybody, but men are expected to accept damn near anything. When a woman says, I'm ready to be a wife and a mother, dude's got to take whatever the fuck history came with it. I'm not a body count dude. Like, I don't think, to me, that shit don't matter. Could be because my wife's is super low. But I don't think that shit matters. But if you do, as a man, not want to mess with a chick who, I don't know, slept with 14 of your homies, you got that right, right? Again, me personally, I don't give a shit. But a lot of people are on this body count trip, right? Um, and I don't know, is that it's high out here? Oh man, let me see if I can find. I had this chick in this fucking Facebook group created a she called it the modern woman body count calculator. Let me see if I can find this motherfucker because it was pure hilariousness. I mean, I know I can find it because I sent that shit to my boy. Like, bro, you gotta see this crazy shit. Let me see if I can
in
find this
my
shit.
opinion, man, and this is just my thoughts on the body count shit, and I'll let you run with it. Anything in life, not anything, but most things in life that aren't verifiable, I just don't try to dwell on.
You can't verify it, right? And you shouldn't.
What the fuck? Oh, I have a body count of 2. I have a body count of 200. Who's lying?
I found it. Let me read it to you.
All right,
And remember, I didn't finish high school, so don't give me a hard time.
are you good?
It says, men, I will tell you how you know a modern woman's true body count. She said, a woman will never tell you the truth because most men can't handle it and it's too shameful for the women. She said, she gave it her name, personal and professional body count calculator for the modern woman, 100% accuracy. A modern woman in the U.S. will have at least 10 bodies per year from around the age of 18. She said, but we all know most modern women start having sex way before 18, but we're going to assume 18 to keep it simple. So 10 bodies per year starting at age 18. Now, depending on how modest or sexually liberated the modern woman is, plus or minus 5 through 20 bodies a year, right? She said some women do have slower years and there's some are more progressive years than others. So 10 bodies per year from age 18 to 30 equals a 12-year time frame. 12 years times 10 bodies equals 120 bodies by the time a woman's 30 years old. All right, this is the chick saying this shit. Now, obviously, she's married and been married for a while. But I thought this shit was hilarious because I thought to myself, 10 bodies a year is not necessarily unreasonable from a concept of thinking about it, right? If you're single and you hang out with a different dude every 6 weeks, that probably is close to average, right? Now, I'm not saying that motherfuckers are out here doing that, but I also know these dudes ain't having one night stands by their damn self.
I automatically think, and this is where my mind is fucked up, and this I think the shit even when I'm sober. If you've had 10 bodies in a year, you know who I feel bad for? The motherfucker that got rejected. Like, how the fuck is you doing 10 dicks in a year and you the motherfucker that got curved? You must have been a funky, no game having ass
I
motherfucker.
mean, but to
Because
be fair, how we said about the men who all the women want, right? Every night any slip. Most women are getting dicks thrown at them 10 a day. So if they get three,
no,
if
I
they
don't mean the motherfucker that got curved on Facebook. I'm talking about the dude that went out with the chick and was in a similar position, and she said, "Nah, I'm good, but I'm about to do 9 other dicks this year because I got to be on schedule with my current rate to make my to like that's wild to me."
I mean,
Now,
there are dudes that lose out every day, bro. There are, I mean, and you know what? Oh, I know. I'm gonna get one of my homies on soon because me and him had some. We got some. I love him, and I told him I love him, but we had some disagreements. I introduced him to a friend of ours. I'm like, listen, one nighter, don't wife her, right?
yo, you told me about
She
him.
said, don't wife me,
She
right?
said it.
Oh yeah, she told him, and he
Off to
fucking
her,
fell in love.
goofy ass.
And I love him to death. And I said, bro, what are you doing? Like she's not. I know, man. I know. I said, bro, you don't know because you ain't acting right. It didn't work out, right? He asked me once. He said, man, when I propose, I want to do it at your house. I said, no, sir. There won't be no furniture move around this motherfucker when she say no. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna happen. And if she say yeah, don't believe it. So a lot of us men will fall in love with shit we ain't supposed to. Like it's like falling in love with the the team trophy, right? We all had it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, Adrian said she a red flag.
Oh, I know.
Um,
Well, you act like you saying some shit that's
I wasn't
prolific.
gonna say that. I was thinking that too. Like she
I was
got two
thinking that
kids,
shit 7 lives ago. What the fuck is you talking about? Keep going.
but it's not. It's crazy because I think throughout history, growing up, it was life is crazy. I've had a lot of homies that fell in love with the community, right? Like over the years, bro. Like we had a homie, and I'm excluded at them, and that's the story, and I'm staying with it. We were young, and it was a chick that she was bad, but she was like a handshake. Everybody did it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody put dude on, and she became his main. And like you can't have a main that everybody has smashed. And in today's world, it's even crazier because like you can't like, hey, this is my girl, but like, bro, you can pull up your phone, like, this is her naked. Like it ain't what it used to be,
Well, I mean,
right?
I think that's conditional in my opinion because, and the reason I say that, hate to cut you off, but
No, you good.
we live in a world that is so um international, right? National. Where for me, even when I dated women that were from Atlanta, like the likelihood for me running into people that would know her enough to be able to be in that isn't really like. For example, my current lady, she's from Guyana, right? Where I'm sure there's some fools that. Oh, actually, she said she didn't get laid till she got to the United States, but that was in fucking New
She
York.
lied.
She's probably lying. Who gives a shit? How's it
Nobody,
verifiable?
but
Like you
she
said,
lied.
I
But she
don't.
lied. The relationship started on false pretenses. Continue, sir.
Who knows? She could be lying. She could not be lying. How can I verify this
You
shit?
can't.
I tell women all the
She
time my
got a
body
heartbeat.
counts 4,
She lying.
and if it pleases me, I tell them my body counts 100. It's somewhere between them two. How the fuck is you gonna verify this shit? Like you
You're not.
can't. You're not. You know. So it's hard to like the likelihood of you meeting somebody that your lady has smashed, unless you're a small town motherfucker and you never left your city, and the person you left your city, it's not likely. You know what I mean? I live in Atlanta and I'm from Minnesota. Like I'm not gonna meet people that a woman that I went to, you know, that I fuck you, Rico,
Bro,
a woman that I know has smashed. Like that's just wild. That's why the body count shit is stupid because you can't even
can,
verify this shit unless
can
it's
we
on
address?
video or
Can
she
we
has a
address?
child. It's not verifiable. You
Can
know
we
what I mean?
address the elephant trunk in the room?
Okay, break it
Uh,
down.
I worked. I lived in Atlanta for a couple years.
Hmm.
I worked on Peachtree and Third at Bank of America, and during my interview, they informed me that all those ladies out there are not ladies. Uh, it is. I don't know how nobody in Atlanta can date, right? As I met people, the stories from every and listen, I'm pro everybody. You could be straight, gay, lesbian. I don't give a flying fuck. But the stories I heard from particularly black women in Atlanta, right? Again, I have a white wife, right? We went to Magic City, which is the blackest strip club in Atlanta, and I must have looked like I was concerned that I had a white girl with me because at the door, this chick was like, "Listen, don't trip. We know you got a white girl, but at least you got a woman, right?" Like that's that. I was like, "Is it that crazy?" So I think to myself in Atlanta, that's a that's a risky move, bro. Like I don't know how any motherfucker comfortable they'd land because a lot of women have had uncomfortable experience. I don't even, you know what? Change the subject, bro. I don't even go down that route. Here's what I'm gonna say: y'all motherfuckers crazy in Atlanta.
It's you just can't be stupid. Like honestly, like there's definitely tells in Atlanta for the rainbow community, and you just have to not be stupid. Like people are legitimately after dealing with the public for owning my business for 8 years, and then like actually getting out into the scene and talking to people and having conversations. People aren't that bright. Like that, I'm convinced. People, the average person, where I thought
Not at
the
all.
intelligence level of the average person was like right here, it's like down here,
Like
right?
people are
And
not
I'm like right
intelligent.
here. So that's why it's just like for me, like people just you get got, you 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 ask for the shit.
Nah,
You know,
bro. Nah,
you,
because it's some of them. Okay, listen.
mm-mm.
We are this.
Ask,
This is motherfuckers is getting got by women with filters and makeup. It's the technology there, motherfucker. Have you not seen the videos of the chicks who be like this is what I look like without makeup. This is what I look like makeup, and they ain't even the same species. God damn it! Hey, you can do a lot with some makeup and some fake shit these days, bro.
And that's why
It-
we FaceTime at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like I said, you motherfuckers is just stupid. Like I don't, you don't get it because you've been married
you're
for
right.
31 years, but there's a vetting process that has to be intentional. It has to be direct. You just can't just go. I'm just gonna go with this person said. Like, and it doesn't even have to be like so damn specific to where it's clearly you're trying to vet somebody. Just ask fucking the right
I
question.
see. So let me explain that too, because I don't get it. Right?
Mhm.
If my wife got abducted by aliens and I had to be single,
Got you.
my first date, my first dates are gonna be my last dates because I'm asking a shit ton of questions up front. I'm not in my 30s, right? My time is limited. If
Mhm.
your credit score, if your financial history, if your anything don't line up from day one, I don't want to waste time with you. I don't understand why y'all not asking these questions. And I'm not saying your questions has to be financial or anything like that. But dudes are waiting until they fall in love with a chick, and girls are waiting until they fall in love with a dude to find out they're not the right one. I need to know this shit on day one.
Man, I done met people that get into whole ass marriages and you didn't know that you wanted a traditional wife and she wanted a woman that went to work and split bills 50-50.
Shit don't make no sense
Like,
to me.
you fucking idiot. Like, I don't feel bad for these people. Because what do you, I always say that I wish I could be a fly on the wall of people's relationships so I could see what the fuck have y'all been talking about for the past year and a half. To where when y'all get married, you don't know that this chick has sickle cell and it's bothered her for most of her life, or you don't know that this
Right.
chick
Those are
had an abusive
conversations
father
that
and he beat her ass for the first 18 years of her life. You did not know that this chick had a kid that she gave up for adoption. Like, how the fuck don't you know this shit?
I mean, you don't know what somebody won't tell you, right?
You
And
don't
you
ask these
know,
questions.
now we was talking about body count and how motherfuckers don't tell the truth, right? I mean, why is a chick gonna tell you about a kid she don't got if you can't see it, right? Let's be real, right? Like, I got my kid up for adoption, or there was
I'm
nothing
not
wrong with
saying
that.
these motherfuckers lied. I'm saying you never asked. Do you have any
Okay,
children? You're not even asking. You just assume because you don't see a kid around that they was never born. Like, listen, do you have any kids? Is the first fucking question I ask. Because if your ass say yes, pew, nothing. That's it. You gonna see a poof of smoke because I'm fucking out of there. I don't date baby mamas
so
anymore.
this is
The
what we
fuck is
talked
wrong with you,
about.
stupid motherfuckers?
This is what me and you talked about before. You supposed to be for sale. You are in your 30s with a good job, your own business, and no
Mhm.
kids. I would be slanging this meat. I'd be on the auction block, not slave like. I want to clarify so nobody get no
I'm really
misunderstandings.
welcome my chin and shit talking about
Bro,
no.
I would you ain't respecting your value in the dating market. I would walk around with a chart. You know how motherfucker had them big ass chains. I have a check stub, right? Laminated. You know what I'm saying? And under that motherfucker would be like, I have a big ass QR code on my back. When you scan it, be like, I don't got no kids, right? I own my own shit. I'll be out here, bro. This meat will be on the block.
So here's the
Y'all,
thing, and this is gonna sound really disrespectful, but I've been really disrespectful for the past 3 hours, so I don't give a fuck anymore. 2.5 hours, so I don't give a fuck anymore. To certain demographics, I'm auctionable, right? To where if I could go to certain areas like the
speak
hood,
your mind, bro, because I feel like you holding back
I really am.
for
To a
somebody who's
bunch of
been
fucking
disrespectful
single
for two
baby
and a half
mamas, with
hours.
a bunch of fucking kids, with a bunch of fucking kids by a bunch of baby daddies, I look like a motherfucking Salisbury steak to a starving ass African, right? Like I'm auctionable. I want this dude, I'm gonna go after him. However, to certain women that have the things that I have already, they aren't as impressed as you think they would be. Now, earlier, 4, 5 years ago, etc., I was on that auction block where I was walking around with a check stub. I was running through the hood, just running through all these baby
You're in the
mamas.
wrong spot.
That's what the fuck I did. But now it's like I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. Like y'all, I don't.
So,
It's not
like,
something.
let me ask, right? And I don't know what it's like,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm blessed. I have been in love with and had a woman love me for 3 decades,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know what it's like to not have this shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? To not be able to roll over and eat some accountable coochie at 2 a.m., right? Like I know where you've been all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know who ain't been in you all day, right? Like to be able to share bank accounts and financial shit and children. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
our kids can exchange kidneys if they need to because they got the same parents. Like this shit, I love this shit. Like I don't understand. Like I don't know if like what is it like, bro? Because I don't it don't sound like it's fun. I ain't trying to shit on your parade, right? Right, but when you're talking about how bad the dating market is, I'm like, here's let me say it this way: every person I know, man and woman, has had an opportunity to have that true love, and for some reason they fucked it off.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody I know has had that woman or
I
that
got you.
man that
Yep.
they look back at and it's like, I should have fucking married him or her. You ever go back and it's like, I'm gonna go get her, fuck it, where she at? I don't care if she married. Like, what? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm struggling because when this shit is over, I'm nasty, so I'm probably gonna do some different shit. We've been together 32 years, bro. I don't give a fuck. But I'm gonna I'm gonna go put my nose on her booty cheeks, whatever I'm gonna do. It's my motherfucking business, right? That's. But I'm gonna go cuddle up with him. Like that's. I need that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine not being able to trust a motherfucker, right? And again, I'm older than you,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know at a certain point in my motherfucking life, I'm gonna have to call my woman and say, "Hey, can you wipe this motherfucker? 'Cause I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Life is gonna treat me wrong at some point."
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I don't know, bro.
It's a level of there's a thrill of, and I can't speak for the women. I think Adrienne can hop in, but she thinks that she's different, so she's probably gonna say some off the wall shit. But as a
It's
man,
strange,
I think there's a level of thrill for the chase to you're
no
meeting
doubt.
someone new. Maybe they're gonna bring you something different, and maybe they're gonna come around the corner with some shit that you haven't experienced. But once you've ran through quite a few of them, like I have, you realize there's like four different versions of the same person. Like it's a different Iron Man suit. You got the gray one, you got the red and the orange one, but it's still Tony Stark in that motherfucker, right? But there's thinking that there's different Iron Man suits. Maybe I'll get Captain America today, or maybe I'll be able to see the Incredible Hulk this night. There's something about that thrill of excitement where it's like I'm about to get a new Avenger, and then you realize it's just a different Iron Man suit. That I think as a man, we seek out. Now, for me, throughout my 20s, I was out here. Like, I may sound like a nerd or whatever the case is, and I'm not out here holding enough, but I was out here a lot. I got a high
Life
expectation.
happens.
And once I realized it's about 4 different women, in this goddamn country, as far as sisters are concerned, I'm like, all right, I'm cool. I may start looking for something a little bit more serious that I can trust, that my motherfucking watch gonna be here on the goddamn nightstand tomorrow morning. And that's
Man,
when I kind of
I
started to
couldn't
get,
imagine that.
whoo, child. It's deadly out here.
Don't
Um,
never do that to me again, bro.
um,
You've been in
and I
Atlanta too long, but continue.
And that's kind of when I started getting in serious relationships with my ex, and the ex before that. But even with the relationship I'm in right now, where it's like I'm looking for different things. You know what I mean? Like, this woman is, very domesticated. She's very submissive. And I know black women hate that term, but she fucking doesn't, because she was not raised in the United States. When I say this woman is from Guyana, I don't mean she was born in Guyana and moved to the United States at the age of 2. I mean, she was born in Guyana and moved to the United States at fucking 18. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
For shit.
it's a different experience of things that I'm looking for, and that is the reason why I'm comfortable to say this shit on fucking platforms where we don't know where this shit's going to go. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Where I'm not gonna end things with her, if I do end things with her, which I hope I don't have to end things with her, and then be like, what the fuck? I gotta be embarrassed about this chick because I can't believe I endured this. So it's just certain things that when you're in that single mindset mode, it's just the thrill of experiencing something new. Like, I don't know, going to a new theme park, or going to a new school, and you realize now all these kids are the same as my previous high school, until you realize that there's that, this is new. You know what I mean? This is some brand new shit. But it ain't that bad. Like, it
So,
really ain't that bad. I don't complain about the dating market. I know everybody else does, but maybe it's because I live in fucking Atlanta and I'm not a fucking weirdo, that I've never, since moving down here, it's only been 2 weeks before I'm able to find something new. Now, do I have the top baddies of Atlanta? I never claimed I have. I never claim I will. I never will claim that I have, right? But have I been able to get play from some quality ass women in Atlanta? 100%. Do I think I always would be able to get play from some quality women in Atlanta? I always think I will, because I'm not a fucking weirdo, and it ain't that goddamn complicated
man,
to pull a woman, you damn dorks.
I mean, it really isn't. You know what I'm saying? But I was just curious, bro. I was just curious because I don't know. Like, it's just, I don't know. I was just curious. It shit just, I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's shit is wild, man. I see. I don't know. I see what motherfuckers go through, and I don't know. Oh, I'm over here clicking shit. My bad. I don't know, bro. It's just shit. I don't know. Shit's different. I
Yeah,
can't imagine it, bro. I don't. And we listen. We have a lot of friends that are single, married. We're on year 32, so we've been through friends breaking up and shit like that. And I hear about this shit, and I'll be like, man, ain't no fucking way I'm letting my motherfucking. Hey, listen, I'm working on this shit. I'm not finna. I cherish my woman. She cherishes me, and I hear people today, and this is what is crazy to me. I have a homie say, "Well, you can't put your woman on a pedestal. You can't cherish her because she'll cheat on you." I'm like, that's the fucking horrible mentality. But I don't know if it's true. Like, I'm different than a lot of dudes. If you go on any of my social media, you're gonna see my wife every goddamn way,
mhm,
right? You're gonna see videos of us. You're gonna see pictures of her, me and her. Like,
mhm.
that's I was raised on that shit, right?
Yeah,
I was raised on the R&B songs where 5 motherfuckers stood together to sing a song for one motherfucker's girlfriend,
one woman.
right?
Man,
Like, we
y'all was
was
wilding with that
we
shit.
wanted his shit to work so bad, all of us sung the song. You know what I'm saying? And we apologized for shit we didn't even do wrong in them songs. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a different world, bro.
How the fuck did y'all convince, like, honestly, like, for the fellas that sung back in your day, how the fuck do you convince 4 of your friends to help them sing over one woman? That shit's wild.
Because after you did it for this motherfucker, then everybody else did it for this mother, and everybody did it for everybody, right? But we didn't. We
The
didn't.
90s, man. The 90s, y'all was
We
wild.
didn't have y'all laughing. But guess what y'all looking for right now? That 90s love.
Facts.
Right?
Yeah.
If you lying for your girl, you know what you look like right now when it's 5 black dudes and a chick, a fucking porno. right? Ain't no singing, ain't nobody think of a song, right? We all seen that goddamn picture of the five brothers behind the couch with the little white girl on it.
Yeah,
That's what
man. Come
it
on,
ain't no
bro.
it ain't no more us singing for you. If y'all lined up, Amtrak, homie, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different game. So we can joke about the old school, bro. But listen, everybody I know today is looking for that 90s love.
All right, man. We gonna have to
All
call
right.
this shit because I gotta hop on the phone and call
All
my
right.
dude. She been missing me. But
Oh,
yeah,
I ain't
man.
mad at you. I appreciate you, man. Listen, we know how I go. For those that have hung out with us, we appreciate y'all. Even Adrian too. But I hope I
Yeah,
said your
yeah,
name
that's
right.
my
I
dude.
apologize if I'm not. But bro, whenever you're ready, you know what I'm saying. We do this shit whatever fucking day you want, man. But I know
This
you
shit
gotta.
was good, man. This is a good
Hey,
episode.
no doubt.
Post this shit. This is some good content right here. Chop that shit up too.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt, man. What'd she say before we get off it? Negative connotations. Oh, we love you. It's all fun and games. Listen,
Nah, man,
we,
we just fucking around with you.
we joking. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's really all fun and games. That's it. And reality, you have a good night too. I love that name. I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
but you can't be on no make believe shit. Anyway, all right, man. I know you
Y'all don't
gotta.
give a fuck. She married, so she like,
I
listen.
mean,
I'm,
hey,
I'm
that's ain't nothing wrong with that shit, bro. That's how
yep.
it's supposed to be. I'm finna go love the shit out of my woman.
I'm about to get the cake and singing R&B, 90s R&B. I
Hey,
just need
listen.
four
I'm gonna
tracks to
send you a
help.
playlist, bro.
Hey.
And because all of our music, we were wrong, right? The closest shit y'all got to what we used to have is Tank, I Deserve, and Maybe I Deserve. Like, I listen to them two motherfuckers, and I'd be like, man, I feel bad. Like, I want to love my woman harder, right? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, bro, I know you got to do it, man. I appreciate you fucking with us tonight, man.
All right, man. Yeah, let's
All
do
right,
another one. Let's do another one.
for
Like
sure.
next Friday's my birthday, but shit, who knows? I may hop on that shit and do it
Hey, you
like
just
a
let
boost
me know,
special.
man. Whatever day works for you, work for me.
All right, brother. All
All
right,
right, y'all
y'all.
take
Thank
it
you
easy,
so
man.
much.
Appreciate everybody being here.
All
Peace.
right, peace.